So, welcome everybody to another episode of Bridge the Gap. This is the show up behind that suit where we aim to share knowledge and experiences and grow as a community of people, just kind of learning about the stories of each of our guests. Today we have Vava. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong.
No, it's
And
Vava.
he's
It's Vava. You right on, right on.
Vava. Fantastic. So we have him with us today. We're gonna go through his life. We're gonna hear about his music. Y'all just listen to his stuff. So anybody that's just checking it, you can hit a little rewind and see everything that's going on. But just to give you some flowers, man, because I very much enjoyed what I listened to. I listened to that first project, right? Well, the first one being on your Spotify list, the one that's titled Chocolate and Kleenex 2. And I felt it. I really did, man. Like a
Right, right.
15-year-old me and my soul going through some heartbreak and shit. I feel like this is as good as like a My Chemical Romance experience, in terms of like really going through that whole emotional heartbreak, of like actually experiencing some stuff. And I wanted to let y'all know he's gonna have some auto-tune vibes and shit, but you can hear it in his voice that he can clearly enunciate each of the syllables that he's saying, and that his delivery is proper, making it a cosmetic choice for effect rather than a reliance or a crutch, and it's beautiful. On top of that, as you're listening to shit, you start catching these individual bars here and there, and you realize, nah, he actually is saying things. Like that whole album feels like a story where you have this whole confusing mess of do I or don't I with this girl. And I don't really remember if you end up liking her or not at the end, but I felt like you were high because that's what the last one is. And at the end of the day, you're confused with it.
Yeah.
And I really fucking love the vibe on that. But then we got to No Choice, dude. And I'm not going to go through all of them, but No Choice blew my fucking mind because it hits it from a very different angle, right? It's almost
Yeah.
like, I can rap on this one. And I have to say, when I heard Cold Nights, and the angle that you took with that shit with regards to like fucking kind of looking at that subject matter with the gang life, and the angle that you took, the maturity, just the reflective tone, it's like, this guy's like really using his platform proper on top of making this sonic experience that is just wonderful. So at least for me, I felt it was really great. I definitely really resonated. Like Cold Nights to me, straight 5 on 5. Like I can't say all the other ones were like straight 5 on 5, but that one hit me so fucking hard. But the rest of them, dude, I'm telling you, I'm just sitting there playing them over and over again. The vibe, it's perfect, mellow background music, and that's not an insult. Like artists might not know that, but you kind of want music that really works well while I'm doing other shit,
Yeah,
because that's
yeah.
when I'm gonna
Doesn't
actually
take too
play
much
it.
of your time.
But at the same time, then when you take the chance to focus, you're delighted. And I
Yeah,
like
there's
that.
something there also.
So that's not like how this interview is gonna go. I just wanted the people to know that's what I think about your shit, having listened to it, and I wanted you to know that I took your art seriously before we get into this conversation. Because again, we never really chatted before. This is our first time having a real conversation, so I'm just impressed with you. Plus, your videos are fire. One of them I started playing and said maybe I shouldn't play this one. It's a little risque. It looked a little fun to make. And then the other one, I was like, damn, this guy is utilizing his like home space so effectively to give maximum fucking effective scenes. I was so impressed with that. I digress. Let's get into this proper. Let's start with the
Let's get
first
in it.
question. Well,
Let's
first, the
go.
new first question. Where are you from? I always forget to ask that, but where are you born here?
No, I'm not born here. I'm a Zo boy. Born in Haiti, so
Okay.
Haitian, and traveled around. Had a couple issues being from there and whatnot. Traveled around, but I'm a Montrealan now. I'm from MTL right now. That's what I'm
When did you,
representing. I've been here like almost a decade, so it's home.
I respect that. I completely respect that a lot. So I like to start this off though with a different question. That was just like the first question. So the real question is actually going to be, it's kind of like I like to tell a bit of stories with my questions, right? It's a bit more than just a little question. So I'm watching my girlfriend do the dishes one time, and she's like fucking bumping this Black Eyed Peas song. I got a feeling, ooh, you know that shit, right? So I'm
Yeah.
33 and shit. So I remember like 2010 and shit. I remember being in the clubs with all the peoples, and we was dancing in circles to that shit. And now we's doing chores to that shit. So that got me thinking a little bit, right? Like when we young, when our parents were doing chores and bumping their tunes, that's that shit that they was once clubbing to. But that's also that shit that we grew up with. Was there like my mom played her disco, my dad had his rock, but then there's car music. Maybe you have siblings and they have music going on. Now a lot of people think that the musical journey starts like with your influences, and no, that's not even it. That's down the line a little bit. Your musical journey really starts with your parents and your family and the surroundings. So I want to understand what a little Vava grew up with. What were your parents listening to? What was the vibe around when you were a youth?
As a youth, I grew up in a Haitian household, but with a single parent. Mom was always out. So it's my older sister that mostly watched me, and her, she was listening to a whole bunch of pop. I guess around that time, that was when the Britney Spears, the Backstreet Boys, the all that mellow pop shit. That was when that was coming out, and that was literally what was around me from, I would say, from 5 till about 10, 11. And then I met a couple, started going outside, meeting a couple people, and then my homeboys introduced me to it was Pac, which was the first song that I actually heard, was Hit 'Em Up.
So let's go back a little bit. So you're still young,
Yeah, yeah.
like young, right? And you see have all this pop stuff going on. Were you involved in stuff? Were you involved in stuff like dancing, or how were you actually listening to music in your life? Like, how is it actually being played around you?
Well, I always wrote from 7 years old. It started small with like poems, or just like I've always loved writing.
Okay.
And anybody that knows me knows, like, I'm not too, for lack of a better word, too expressive. So even from young, that was always my, like, that was my outlet, like writing. From like I'm a writer, I write. So from poems to stories to whatever, I've always wrote. So when I finally transitioned into a style of music that I felt personally, because even growing up, the pop was what was around me, but it was just
Exactly.
good music to be around. But I really fell in love with music when I got into the hip hop and
How
the
old were
rap.
you?
That's when I was like, yeah, that I want to do that. So I
How old were
took the
you?
writing I was doing already and transitioned it into that.
So yeah, how old were you when this one happened? Do you remember like the moment that you actually decided, nah, this has to happen, and I'm gonna get into this?
Yeah, I was like 7. I literally had just gotten my ass whipped by my mom, so I was emotionally bad as well. So I ran to my homeboy spot, and and yeah, and it was just there. He started playing stuff because my mom was heavily Christian, so rap wasn't touching the house. Period.
I relate to that, dude. My
So
parents wouldn't
so
let me
that's
listen
why
to
it
none
was
of that
like that's
shit.
all my sister would listen to. So rap wasn't touching the house, especially she's an old Haitian lady. So for her, all she hears is the gunshots and the rob this and that's all she thinks
Mm.
rap is. At least at that time. So there was no rap in the crib at all. But anyways, so ran to my friend's house and he was playing that Tupac. I don't remember if it was the TV or whatever. And then from there, we're just vibing and we had a conversation. And I guess between everything that happened and that music just being at the right time, right place, it was just like, that, for lack of a better word, that healed me at the moment. And I just
All
been
right, let's
chasing
talk
that
about
feeling
that a
ever
little
since.
bit more. Because part of what we're doing here is you got to understand there's going to be people from all over and all types of backgrounds and all types of ways watching this, right? So even right now, you just showed me something really interesting. I never really thought about it. Like, I had an experience where there was no swearing allowed in the music. So it wasn't necessarily hip hop that was like attacked per se in my background, it was the swearing part. But you said specifically the whole genre was typecasted in a negative way inside of your household, right? You got to
Yeah.
understand, not everybody even understands that experience. Maybe a 20-year-old watching that today maybe doesn't even get what that was like and how that impacted you. And so, if you want to expand a bit about even just the stuff that you were feeling around then that made you want to vent out this outlet, as much as you feel comfortable sharing, because it's really helpful for all of us to learn that kind of shit.
Um, Feeling? I hate that word. It was, I don't know, I guess at that age, you're not really feeling much because
Mm.
what you grow up into is the norm, I guess I would say. So not listening and not doing certain things, like just how you said earlier, we couldn't curse in my house neither. Like that was an
Mm.
ass whipping waiting to happen, you know? So we couldn't do that. It was just a very strict household. But when it's what you grow into, it's what you know. It's and at that age, whatever feeling or negative feeling I might have had towards it, I wasn't even sure that's what, you know, at that age, you're not even sure
Mm.
that's what it was. But all I know is when, especially when rap came on, you know, that was literally my piece. Like, you know, because like I said, strict household, TV time is
Mm.
short, it's study, Jesus Christ, all that good stuff. So to be able to just kick it with your homies and talk about shows while you have like basically something serenading your ears in the background, it was just like, yeah, that was it for me. So
Yeah,
it
man,
was just peaceful, honestly.
I feel that a lot actually. So you started writing at like 7, which is fucking crazy when you really think about it. That's not a lot of people that can say that. Were you also reading a lot at that time?
Yeah, yeah, heavy reader, heavy reader.
That's amazing, dude. You still read today?
Yep. To this day, I try to get a book and I've been slow on it. I'm gonna be honest, but I try to get a book in every couple months. It's just to keep your brain sharp. It's a muscle too, right?
Big fucking facts, man. I appreciate that a lot. I'm an avid reader myself, so I feel like that's cool. More people should brag about their reading and stuff. Spread the word. But let's go into back into your story because we're gonna just kind of go all around and keep going back into your story.
Let's
So
get it.
you're a young guy. When do you start? Because you started young. So when do you actually start like writing songs and actually moving to that? When is it like? Actually, are you in high school when that happens? Is that like down the line, like, or is it just like a hobby throughout this phase?
No, I went. So born in Haiti, my mom migrated to this little island called the Turks and Caicos. It's famous for the beaches, of course, one of the most beautiful spots for beaches. Shout out TCI,
Mm.
Providenciales. That's where I'm from. That's basically where I really grew up. Like from about spent about 8 9 years there or whatever. Um,
That sounds like a beautiful. Like I've never been anywhere like that. That's the kind of stuff I look at and pretend like I can afford to go to one day soon.
yeah, I mean it's like everywhere else. It has its good and its bad, right? There's the rich, there's the poor. We weren't really any better off there, but the location was better, I could say. You know,
Fair
it's
enough.
like money was still tight, but whatever, you know. But really started writing music from the Turks. Got really deep into it. I would say about entering high school. I was one of the first because, like I said, it's a small island, so I was literally one of the first, if not the first, group of kids that was actually recording music. Period. So there was no
Wow.
other, yeah, there was no other DJs, none of that, because there was just nobody interested in recording youth. So literally, I remember back then, got one of the little computer mics, and yeah, we started blazing off those.
Yo, tell us more about that, dude. Cause yo, this is the interesting stuff for me, at least. These kinds of things. Like, tell us about recording music. You're pioneers now. There's nobody else around you literally doing it, dog.
I wouldn't say pioneers, you know, because it's more because in the location, I guess it would be more like we started a trend or something like that, but
That's a
not pioneers
pioneer.
because people would been we had the blueprint already for what at least I had an idea and
Okay.
I had people before me that gave me
So
an
let's say
idea
a
what I wanted to
catalyst.
do.
Let's change it to a catalyst then.
Yeah, that's better. That's better. But
Uh,
yeah, it was I remember around 13, me and my homeboy like my big brother Juvie, one of my closest homies from back then. He had all the connects. He was connected. You know, he was one of those dudes that was it. So he got everything. He loved the way we used to freestyle battle before then. Never lost as a youngin in the TCI. That's facts. Anybody will tell you never lost to nobody. Freestyling over there. So whatever. But yeah, and that homeboy he hooked me up with all the vibes. We got the money together, did what we had to do, and we got the first computer and microphone in the zone, and just started busting lyrics from there. You know,
that's
but that
crazy,
shit
man.
didn't last long.
What happened?
Uh, Mom left the country. Shit went bad.
Fair enough. Yeah, I don't want to go into stuff that's not. I mean, if it's like you know
Yeah,
how it
yeah.
is. But did you guys like actually release stuff back then? Were you guys like
Nah,
burning
nothing,
discs?
not even, nothing,
But you still went through the
nothing.
process of creating.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. Like I said, I love making music. Period. Period. Like
Mm.
it's what I do. It's me. It's period. So back then we wasn't thinking about no money, no, it wasn't about that. It was there's a beat, I got bars, they're gonna be spit, and that was just that.
Which is, you know, what's interesting is I'm looking for patterns, right? Like that's kind of like half the reason I'm doing this. I'm trying to understand what makes success. How do you really gain longevity? That's what's interesting to me. How do you stay making music? How are you able to do it properly? And one of the common themes I've seen is that some of the greater talents, and look, your flow is really precise. Like I don't know if people really can catch how precise your flow is. Like it's the kind of shit where you really had to have been writing since you're like fucking a kid to like be that precise with it. I don't even know how old you are, but I'm going to assume that you have a lot of experience in this game, and it shows. And I'm not trying to call you old, but you said you've been writing since you're 13, so that could be any age.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
but it's more like straight up, dude. Like I see that pattern where like people who are super passionate from the youth, it then correlates a lot into what they're able to bring to the table with versatility, and that's where it really shows. It's not you're not stuck to one style. You're able to do several different things and do them all extremely well. And I think it's cool that you shared all that, dude. Because yo, how incredible is it that you're because you're here now, like you're in Montreal. So how
Yeah, yeah,
incredible is it that you being part of our scene also has such a powerful influence in such another place? Like
yeah.
to me, that's crazy cool. That's the kind of shit I want to get on here, so that we can write your Wikipedia and make it fucking fire one day.
Respect, respect.
Um, so fair enough. I guess you guys have to leave. Stuff happens. What is the next part of the story for you?
Um, uh, so well, not to get too much detail, but what I'm like 10, 11. For multiple reasons, mom had to leave the country, so I'm left with my brother's dad for a bit, but things don't work out. So I gave up on music for a while, was homeless for a while. And then after that, I think I reconnected with my mom's back in the States, like around 15. And then from there, I got back into music.
Yo, that's intense. That's like serious shit.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just processing what you said. That's young. That's a lot. I'm not trying to like dwell on it. I'm just like it's just
Yeah,
processing
it
it
is
because
what it is.
there's a lot of pain in your music, and you went through shit in your life. So you know it is kind of probably connected in some way or another. But I like your music a lot. I felt a lot of things in it, and I really resonate with that. So I think it's cool that you're sharing your story with us, man. Like it's
Sure.
awesome of you. So thank you for that, for real. Um, but yeah, so you're 15 and you reconnect with your mom in the States. Do you know where in the States?
Florida. We linked back in Florida. That's where she had been. She had been there for a couple years. So after a couple years apart, we linked back there. But like I don't know. As a youth, as a kid, when you go through certain things, sometimes I don't know. I'm trying to find the right words. I guess
I mean,
my attitude.
listen,
I'm gonna say personally, my attitude, at least at that age, I felt like I had been through enough. I didn't really need advice or help.
mm,
So me and her, even then, when we reconnected around 15, just really couldn't we couldn't sync or none of that. So once again, I had to give up on the music and some more stuff happened, and then I linked up with my sister and we came to Canada.
respect. I mean, I think, look, I, I had a lot of bullshit go on when I was a teenager, dude. I wasn't really the most well behaved person. I felt I was kind of dysfunctional myself. So I relate to what you're saying. You make poor choices when you're a youth, but you're also a teenager, and all teenagers make kind of bad choices. It's part of like the package deal of being it. And sometimes the world that we're in is complicated, right? Now, I know a lot about Haiti and what it's like to deal with the circumstances in that country. because there's
Yeah.
plenty of people from Haiti that are here. So my heart bleeds a little bit about that because, yo, that's an extreme struggle to have to overcome at such a young age. And if somebody acts out a little bit here and there and does a couple of things that other people might frown upon, to me, that's just ignorance on their end. Because at the end of the day, these things are fucking complicated, right? Yo, man, Haiti is a country that has had a lot of bad breaks. And when you look at the political history of how people treat Haiti and the
Yeah.
complicated shit, yeah, and you know why? Because they're the first ones to break free, if I'm not mistaken, right? Like the first ones
Yeah. First
to declare
ones,
independence.
they have to be made an example of course. But it is what it is.
So like I appreciate what you're saying at like a bigger depth, right? So like I just want you to know a lot of people are gonna feel that because that's some real shit that you had to go through in your life because of a complicated situation. But you get to Canada, and what part of Canada do you end up in? Montreal?
Yeah, straight MTL.
And what part of Montreal are you in?
Me right now, I'm in NDG,
Oh,
NDG
you're in
Montreal.
DG? Me
Yeah, yeah.
too. That's fucking
That's what's
fire.
up, huh? We
That's
neighbors still.
amazing. Straight up, that's dope. Were you guys always NDG or different parts?
No, no. When I first came, what was I? I was like Saint Laurent area,
Okay.
so I was there for a while.
So,
And then,
when do you end up getting back into the music grind again, or what's going on in your life? Do you do other
but
things that are happening?
no, I guess I moved over here, and like honestly, here was a blessing compared to like the. I'm talking about like the surrounding the situation itself, because in both in the Turks and in the States, I had gotten myself in some trouble I didn't even need to be in, but so it was like a good fresh start where I could really just focus on. So the
Mm,
minute I got back, I got on it, but lack of information, really slowed me down.
that's fair. Is it, it must be? Is it? I mean, I don't think a lot of people actually understand what it's like to deal with immigration in this province at all.
Yeah.
So I can appreciate a little bit what lack of information is like, but how long did it take for you to get like set up and shit? Like, what's that actually like?
No, no, legally, not legally. Everything was great. Shout out to my sister for that. She had handled a whole bunch of shit since before we got here. We knew what we was doing. Turning left,
Right,
moving
right.
right, and whatnot. So it was more of lack of information on the music end where I could
Even
have
that
been
part.
dropping music a couple years before, but lack of information, not knowing the right people. I was just constantly recording, recording, recording. So that was my thing.
Where were you getting beats and all that?
YouTube, I had a couple boys, homeboys that made beats. I used to buy some here and there. So yeah.
So you were recording all this stuff and just stockpiling it?
Yeah, just recording and stockpiling, drop a little 1-2 thing here, but nothing as legit as I should have, just random YouTube and Spotify. Like I said, lack of information with no promotion also. It
Mm.
just stillborn, stills.
No, that makes a lot of sense. So then what changes then? When do you start to feel like you're taking your stuff more seriously and it moves into a new direction?
What changed? Oh, well, I can't honestly. I wouldn't be able to tell you because I always knew I wanted to. I guess I never knew how.
Okay.
And I'm a very. It's a bad habit, terrible habit I have. If any artist is listening right now, definitely don't do this. But I do it. I'm very to myself. So it's hard to get information you don't know when you're not venturing out to people that may know. So it just took me a while to, step out and just get the information I wanted to know. But the minute I got the information, I was on go mode.
Okay. And I can appreciate that. Like in every venture in my life, it takes a while to get started. You have to feel it out. You have to like decide what you really want to do with it. And then, there's even an element of just stepping out of your comfort zone, right? Like, yo,
Yeah.
there are so many strangers you have to meet in this game that it's mentally fucking exhausting, right? Like for a lot of ways. Like whether even if they're all your boys, even if you like everybody, sometimes
Yeah.
you might have like 100 people in like 3 days talk to you, and you're like, the fuck just happened? Like I can't even remember half these conversations.
Yeah.
So it's like I feel that a lot, man. I actually appreciate you sharing that, man, because a lot of people probably relate to you in a lot of ways like that. Like I connect to that. When you said that, I'm like, yo, that's my life too, man.
That's what it is.
That's amazing, though. I mean, it's amazing that you're able to get past it, because I seen you publish a lot of shit. You made a lot of music in the last little while that's been coming out. A lot of stuff
Yeah.
is happening. So what's been going on? How did you get into this grind mode? So you start grinding when? When does it really start for you?
Um, couple really start. I linked up with like three of my boys. We cause money towards studio. I got a fam, so you know, money gotta go towards there. So it's a lot of stuff we were able to cut off when I linked up with like three of my boys. Shout out to them, and we opened up a studio together, and they basically run most of the things. So I'm just able to come through and record and just focus on the music. So then I was able to take money and reinvest it in other things that I would have otherwise invested in beats and you know whatnot. So I'll say about 3 years ago, 4 years ago, I really started like I had a plan. I knew what I was gonna drop, how I wanted to drop it, the speed I wanted to drop it at. So I started with a couple mixtapes with my boy. I think I dropped 2 or 3, which wasn't on Spotify, just like a warm up thing. And
When did you
then
release them?
what 2017, 2016.
And did you use like that piff? Were you using discs? Like how did
Nah,
you do it?
that time I just released them on it was that piff.
Mm.
I released them on that piff. That piff was really, really, really popping then. So I dropped them on that piff, had some on SoundCloud. Yeah.
And at this time, are you performing at all, or are you just making music?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
That's another like jumping on stage. I get nervous as fuck before I actually get on, but once you're on, bro, like there's really no other high like it, bro. Like especially when the crowd now it's when the crowd is vibing with you though. If the crowd ain't fucking with you, there's no down like it neither. But it is what it is, you know.
I've had some performances in my life where I've been stonewalled and they all just staring at you and nobody's fucking moving at all. They all just like, who the fuck are you? What are you doing? And you're like, oh boy. But then no, I've also had performances where everybody's lit. I got blessed on my first performance. I went out on stage and motherfuckers were singing one of my choruses by the end of one of the tracks. And I was
That's
like,
what's up.
I never, like, it's my first ever, no one's heard these songs, right? Like, so that was it. That was like, it never happened again quite like that. Like, people already heard shit before. But just having that experience, I'm like, duh, that is it was the best. And I relate a lot. I actually tell people, yo, you think sex is good. You've never had a crowd feel you when you're on a stage. Like, that is the fucking best shit that you're ever going to get. But when did you start performing?
Guess right after I dropped the tape, so like 2000. I probably did some small things here and there, like if I was invited or whatever, or maybe if it was a feature here and there. I've been doing that. If I'm featured on your track and you need me, I'm always there. But personally, yeah, it was about 2016, around the same time. As I dropped the tapes, I actually had stuff that I could actually, you know, go and perform and promote that was solely focused on me. So, yeah.
So what kind of spots did you perform at? Who were you like performing with?
Clubs, wherever, whenever, however. It was mostly clubs and anywhere else I could find, you know. I was hitting up everyone and anyone, just, you know, trying to get on stage, trying to get that hat.
So you were handling that side of your life?
Yeah, I handled everything. Handled,
let's pretend
majority
like
of the stuff was handled by me. Happy I could give off some of that load, but yeah, around that time, majority of everything was handled.
So like, how would you go about getting booked? Like, let's say I want to go get booked in a club. How would I go about actually getting myself booked in a club?
Well, first you're looking for events. Facebook is one of the best spots to do that. You're looking to see, you know, shit like your friends tag you in or a friend's friend, you know, events that's popping. and then from there you look at the type of event. Don't go hit up I don't know, like a fucking rock event to go do rap, basically, if you get what I'm saying. But
Yeah,
you
make
search the
sure
right
you.
events that fit whatever you want to do, and then from there you just hit up people, bro. I mean, you're sitting on a no already, so you might as well hit them and try to get a yes into that. So that's just what it is.
I love what you just said, yo. So up on this channel, we look for knowledge nuggets. Knowledge nuggets is basically when you drop in wisdom, right? And what you just said there is fucking wisdom. So first of all, you're like, you can use social media to browse the internet and look at what the fuck's happening in your city. Because you know what? I'll be real with you. I never really thought to do that. I mean, I know I could have, but I never really thought to do it, like, so it just kind of is what it is. And then the fact is, you go find the event, but you also applied some tact to it. Because sometimes people hit up everybody, and that's just kind of lame, especially if you're like, yo, why are you hitting me up? I don't want to talk to you. So instead, you're like, find an event that makes sense for you, and then hit up the people. But then also, you're currently sitting on the no, so flip that shit into a yes. That's some sales shit right there. That's where, like, you gotta effectively, like, create the opportunity in your life, because nothing's gonna be handed to you. So that's what I took from what you just said. So that kind of shit's real fucking smart, and a lot of people benefit from hearing that kind of thing. But it worked for you. It's incredible. So like, what kind of, do you have any cool stories or anything fun that happened throughout that era of performing?
I wouldn't say cool. I had one story that traumatized me, probably will traumatize me for the rest of my life. It's a dumbass story though, but me and my boy, Stretchy, always with me, twin them.
Right.
But me and my boy were performing in Ottawa or something, and we just, we took a break and headed towards the bathroom because we don't know the area or whatever. So and as we walk in, we hear this dude walk in the bathroom like breaking shit, bro. And he's like screaming at the top of his lung like, fuck, how could it? Like, fuck, we worry. So boom, we step outside and quick, while because we're not trying like none of that. We're in an outside city. While we're walking out, we hear Buddy talking to his next man, and it's like, bro, my girl I've been with for 5 years, and my homeboy I know for 10 years been cheating for 2 years. I was like, damn, bro.
Man, that's tough. That's so awkward though too, right? Because you're like, yeah, I can feel that. I can feel that vibe.
Yeah, bro. Like, yeah, that shit traumatized me, bro. Fuck that.
Nah, but that's crazy. Like, cause like you're not even home and you're sitting there and there's a bunch of crashing going on and you don't know what the fuck's happening. Yeah, cause I don't even think a lot of people consider what it's like to be in another place, right? Like how it is to feel there. I've been in other places, and when you're not at home, everything's a little bit fucking weird if anything gets sketched out, because you don't have the comfort of home. Like, you know what the fuck is up in Montreal, like what's going on. So like,
I know the terrains, anything go down, I know where to bust my left and right. So yeah.
So like, I feel that, man. I think that's pretty fucking cool. So like, well, not cool, but yeah, sometimes my interviewer fucking fill-ins are garbage. It is what it is. But like, so when it comes down to marketing, something that I saw that you did was fascinating is these short projects. And here's the thing. I'm on the older side of hip hop. I'm in my 30s and shit. So like, I went ahead and released myself like a 10-track project, and people stopped listening at about track 5 is what I saw. So I'm like, oh fuck, I'm misplaying. Nobody wants to listen to your 13-track album. I learned that. But when I was releasing singles, they were doing fucking well. I'm like, oh shit, I'm a misplaying. I see a lot of you guys doing 7 tracks and shit, smaller albums. Do you find this is like the move? This is the way to do things moving forward?
No. I mean, there's the popular way to do things, the more trending way, but to be honest with you, this music shit, it's about knowing people and being very good at whatever method you choose to use. It's not good to overflood the market, but there's no guarantee only dropping singles is what's gonna help. There's no guarantee dropping 7 tracks. Is you just whatever you drop has to make a buzz. You just
Okay.
can't be complacent. So you could keep just dropping singles and they can do okay, but if they're about the same and nothing really blows off, it's no use. While you could drop a 10, 14 track tape and people just catch on right away. So it's all about whatever you do. You just have to, and it's not easy, you know, it's easy to say it. And, you know, if I knew the exact fucking recipe, you know, put that in there, stir that, then I would have it done already. But, you know, I don't. So, but it's how you do it. Me personally, I dropped the tapes the way I dropped them with 7 tracks because one, I don't want to overflood, but I also want to give you a bit of context. I want to give you a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit, and 4 tracks, 5 tracks for me personally is just not enough for me to get everything. For me, 7, 6, 7, 8 is my perfect number. But that's just like I said, it's a personal preference thing. It's you got to find a way to whatever you do to get the attention of the audience, and that's all it comes down to in the end.
I mean, I totally appreciate what you're saying, because what I felt about your albums is there was a completeness to the project where I don't think I would have got the same sense of the journey as like a 7 track. Or sorry, like, you know, the 7 track creates that sense of a journey. But also, Lil Peep did 7 tracks, and I love that album. That little 7 track album he has, the Come Over When You're Sober Part 1. I can listen to that back to front, and every time I put it on, I end up listening to the whole thing because it's 22 minutes and shit, so it's actually kind of short enough for me to like get through it. But then I was looking at your shit earlier and thinking about Kanye. Because back in 2018, Kanye did his 7 track album run, right? Or maybe it was 17, 18. I don't remember. Whenever he did the fucking Nas album and all of that shit. And they were all like 7 tracks. And then now everyone's making shorter albums. So I'm wondering, you know, I'm thinking about these kinds of things. And I see you doing it. And I feel like you're doing pretty well. Like, I see your monthly listeners and I'm going, that's not bad. That's not bad. It's not like the greatest, but I would like to have 250 myself, you know? Like, I'm saying you're doing pretty good from a lot of the numbers I've encountered, you know? And I really, I like that. Like, I like it. I feel it. I can see how people can just sit there and fucking listen to your shit over and over again. So, I just was wondering, like, you know, if it had, like, there was some kind of influence beyond that. But I like the way you put it with the 7 tracks giving just enough to tell the complete story. In a way, it's like TV, right? So back in the day, TV used to be like 22 episode seasons, and they used to have a lot of filler episodes. So those would be like those episodes which just clips of old episodes, and nobody fucking really wants to watch that bullshit, right? Like, it's just kind of boring. So instead, the TV seasons got shorter. Now they're all like 13 episodes or whatever, or 10 episodes. These are like the perfect amount to tell the story. And that's fucking kind of like how I see the way your point is illustrated. It's kind of even the way everything's evolved. So it's not really about the song amount. It's about doing something with it to kind of be fresh with it, but also keeping in mind saturating the market. Because I like what you said too about not flooding stuff. That's a problem that you can have. I went live 5 times the other day because I was fucking around and testing shit, and it annoyed some people, I'm sure. Nobody told me, but I know it annoyed people. I'd be annoyed if I was them, you know? What do you think about music videos? How important is a music video to you?
I don't know. I'm half on that one. It all depends. I mean, once again, it's about flooding, and with music videos, it's even easier to flood. So you don't really want all your videos just you and your homeboys, you know? You don't really want that. So it all depends. If you can be creative and you have something to tell. Now, a video or two is a must. Visuals always help take a song or give people a little bit more. So I would say a video or two is a must for a project or whatever the hell, you know, you're doing really. Even per years, whatever. But you just got to tell something. Because even if you're doing one video every 6 months, 2 video a year, if it's still you, your homeboys, especially the type of tracks those scenes usually are about, it's like, how many people is doing that, right?
Yeah, I completely relate, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't like most music videos personally. I mean, I understand what you're saying. When I create a visual, the song count goes significantly higher in terms of plays than if I just put up the audio. I actually did a test on my last release. Just I put up one on purpose that had no video just to see how bad it would do. It did pretty bad. I don't even think it broke 100. But everything else I did, you know, went a little bit higher, did a little bit better. When as
Yeah.
long as I had a video, even a shitty video. But a shitty video doesn't do as well as a nice video. So I learned
No.
about that too. And so you know,
How shitty though?
oh, I wanted to test some shit, right? It was in the middle of like COVID, so I used the cell phone and I just made like a cell phone video and I was using like Facebook effects and shit and like it was really like we put like very little effort into it. So it's like ingenious. It's like I guess like it gets points for like you know, we couldn't legally go anywhere and do shit at like we couldn't link up.
Yeah, yeah.
And but like frankly it was not as nice as the videos we filmed proper and had scenes cutting through and B shots and all that crap, you know, like that stuff really attracts people even if it's a goofy video, even if like you don't do stuff. What I found is, so one concept I did was I grabbed graffiti. I went around NDG and I just grabbed all the fucking graffiti in NDG, right? Because yo, you live here, how much fucking graffiti is there?
Yeah,
Everywhere
there's
you
not.
look there's a whole bunch. So like and then that just cut up my video and that had a crazy watch time. Like people were like more invested in that video than other stuff. So like I hear what you're saying about being creative with it, because if you just do the same shit over and over and over, I tried some shit with lyrics and over people get bored, they don't want to keep clicking. So you're spitting big facts on that. I really appreciate that.
I bet.
So let's talk about social media a bit. Do you actively use social media to promote your stuff? Are you pro social media? Are you against it?
I mean, there's, you'd have to be an idiot not to be pro social media. I mean, that's the business. That's what the business is ran nowadays. I mean,
It depends.
unless you have a connect to go straight to a label. Like if you know people now, if you know people that got the hookup for you, then you know whatever, do you. But even those people, where are they gonna run it on social media? So you're just paying someone to do something that you could basically at least help yourself in a bit. But pro social media definitely no choice. It's damn, it's a must. It's like having a music video. It's like having the actual track out. It's a must nowadays. How do I promote? I usually do a little small Instagram promo through those, or I pay promoters to help run my shit or whatever usually. And me personally, with everything I just said, which is bad, like
No, it's
once
real.
again, my I stay away from people. So even social media is like the same thing. I'm not if it's not heavily music related, I tend to
So for real
not
though,
be
like
on it, which is not good.
I don't know if I fully agree, right? Like, is so like you want to be available for people to follow you and reach out to you. That
Yeah,
doesn't mean you need to be there to reach out to people 1,000%. I don't know if you catch my drift on that. So like you need to be available per se to a fan that might want to be like, yo, let me buy your shit. So that's a moment you want to be available on a social media. But like I don't know. I went through my Instagram and I deleted everything that wasn't related. I unfollowed everybody, even people I knew. I was like, look, you're all on my Facebook, fine. Facebook's whatever. But I don't think I really need the distraction of all this bullshit that I don't care about on Instagram. So I got
I've
rid
been
of
contemplating that also.
so I got rid of like, and it's not like you can't reach out to me. Some of these people still follow me and shit, but I'm like, listen, I really like I have like 400 or 500 music related people on my Instagram, and that already feels like a lot. But I'm like, you know what? It's probably like you don't want them to not see you following them and shit. You know how it
Yeah,
is with music people. So fine, I'll keep
business
the
is business.
music. I'll keep the music stuff, but like I realized there's just so many other avenues it's distracting and shit. So I got rid of a lot of it. Facebook is different cuz like I don't know, I've been using Facebook for like ever. It just feels like my life is in Facebook, so I'm just cool with it. But what about like shit like TikTok?
No, no. I mean, look, personally, no. It's not TikTok. I don't know. I ain't really with all that extra dancing and all that extra. And I know it's not just for dancing, but it's a little bit. I don't know, bro. It's a little bit much, but
So it's not,
but it's valuable.
I like your perception on that. The only thing I can say that's cool on TikTok that might interest you, because I started fucking around on it. Watching TikToks, first of all, is really fun. Not making TikToks. Watching TikToks is weird. You hate it at first, and then the next thing you know, you love it. But what I found out is they do this shit like duets. So where it got interesting is like there'll be a beat maker, and they'll throw a beat up, and then you go fucking bust a little 60-second on it, and then he'll like share it. Or like, you know the guy Token, he's a rapper on YouTube. If you don't know him, he's quasi famous, like I'd say C level, maybe B level. He's a guy, a lot of whatever. So he's done this shit where it's like he raps half the fucking verse. So it's like he spits like 2 lines, then he leaves a pause for you to spit 2 lines, then he spits the next little bit. So there's a bit of this little ecosystem that's starting to carve out where artists are using TikTok in innovative ways. Would you see yourself being open to jumping on some shit like that as opposed to
Yeah.
Because I'm not down for the dancing really either. I don't mind like some.
I'm down for progress. I'm down for progress. So, like I said, like before, lack of information is the only thing that stops me from moving forward. So now that I've gotten that information, I'm gonna definitely check up on that and see what's good. Because it's whatever, whenever, however. I'm with it.
I love the way you said that, dude, because honestly, I do believe that's the mentality that it like takes to do that. And not everyone I talk to is like willing to just be like, fuck it, that makes sense. That's an opportunity. Like I haven't gotten on to doing these duets yet because I've been kind of busy with this shit. But it's basically like I feel like what I do is I capture videos of shit of acapellas or stuff. Like I do these Facebook contests. So I don't know if you do those shits, but there's these Facebook contests. You can drop a 16 bar and win cash. But really, I do it so I could rap a 16 bar and put it on my Instagram and then upload a little thing to TikTok and then put it out like that. Is it super effective? I don't fucking know. But it definitely looks like you're fucking doing more than if you're, there. And it's fucking easy content because it's not like fucking all out songs. But like, that's how I feel like this shit is going to end up going because, everybody's a rapper, right? So like, the game is kind of changing a bit, right? Like there's no way that like all of us can become millionaires and shit in the way that I think a lot of us would like. But I think a lot of us can become 100,000ers. I mean, I think a millionaire will be attainable, but a millionaire won't mean the same thing when it is. Like, it won't be like what it was because the world's in a fucking weird place. So, like, what I think it's going to be is, like, a lot of us get to eat off of music one day. A lot of us get to eat off of music, more than I think people are even aware of. Because, shit's changing. Right here, I'm talking to you on Twitch, right? Like, this is an alternate way to promote my whole brand, honestly. This is a way to get people kind of interested in me beyond music, right? So it's not just sharing links. You build up a little buzz. I go do some shit, like write my next album on Twitch. I don't know if it works or not. It's a thing to test out. A couple of homeboys are fucking around with freestyling and shit. But all of a sudden, motherfucker comes through and he goes, yo, I like this. And then he hits a little subscribe button. And now every month I get $250 American off of this guy. And then I get 20, 30 of those people, 50 of those people. And I'm not like saying it's easy. But I think a lot of us can get 100 people to back us like that. A lot of us really could. And that goes, this is a different game than it used to be. Because with all the tools out there, people can just subscribe to us. I don't know if you've looked into that at all or how you even feel about that as an idea.
No, but all that goes back to why the social media is so important because there's money to be made in multiple ways, shapes, and forms. You have to get out there and you have to make it. Then there's money to be made for everybody. There's a way to eat. And 100% on what you said, of course, not everybody's going to be a millionaire. Shoot, not everybody might hit $500,000 even, but there's money out there if you move right and you do the right things. There's money out there, and it's forever money too. So
big facts. So outside of music, what kind of stuff are you into?
Oh fuck, that's a hard question. I ain't into fuck off. I don't do that.
That's fine. I
I,
mean,
I, I get I get money. I definitely chase it. Fuck music. That's all I do. Like literally, it's literally about some paper. I'm in the studio. That's literally all I got time for right now.
I definitely appreciate that. I think that kind of ethic is important. And I think it's important that people realize it. Like, actually, like, fucking wrote a bar today, something in the vein of, like, fucking, you need to get paid. Like, you need a fucking job. Like, or I wrote something about it. Like, it's however you get money, whatever, but you need a way to have income. Because
Yeah.
without income in your life, you can't pursue music. One of the harshest lessons I've learned over the last, like, 3, 4 years is there's no way around spending money in this game. And
Oh, sure.
without having money, you don't really get the team. Like you said, you paid for promo, and I'm like, yo, that's normal. Like you pay for promo one way or another. I just did a contest. I gave out $500. That's just the same thing in a different
Yeah.
way, right? And
Yeah.
I mean, I'm choosing to go about it like this, but I also have to realize that, yo, if y'all are willing to pay for promo, and that becomes the stakes of promotion. So that means you have to be able to put up money in some way or another. And it's a million ways to do it, right? Like personally, I don't want to do certain things because they're not going to be in line with my bigger goals, perhaps, right? But at the end of the day, paying for shit is really important. Like I just read the Gucci Mane book. And like everything in his life that he had, all of his success came from the ability to put up the money to pay for this feature, to get that thing. And all the
Yeah.
famous people are like, yeah, you can work with me if you pay. And
Yeah.
that's just, even if they fuck with you, famous
Yeah.
people will still be like that because that's how it is. And if you can't get those bigger moves in place, if you can't find a way to connect with bigger people than you in this pond, it's kind of challenging to move up in this world.
Yeah,
These are
money
all
build
things.
bridges, man. Money build bridges.
It's true. So like, how did you end up linking up with Stretch? Because I know that guy and you guys are working together.
I know him since I got here. Still,
Mm.
I've known him since I got here. I was doing music. He saw me one day, and we linked up from there. He wanted to do it, and been doing music ever since, man. That's my homie. That's fam. Still,
That's fair, man. So what kind of how do you feel COVID has impacted your ability to create music? Do you feel like it's been an asset or a detriment to your life?
and I'd say an asset music wise. Honestly, you know, everything is slow. Everybody's inside. You know, ain't nobody call me to go nowhere, do nothing. So
Mm,
I'm in the studio 24/7.
that's fucking great. So what's coming in the next little bit for you? What kind of stuff is happening in the future? Like, do you have any plans for 2021?
2021. I don't know. I'm trying to hit the brink of flooding the market. I'm trying to drop as much as I can drop without, without dropping too much. And that's really, I'm just trying to work, like trying to outwork everyone. Trying to do it smart, but I wanted yeah, this year I wanted facts. I want to drop the most vids. I want to drop the most singles. I want to drop the most tapes. I don't even want it close, and that's a personal goal.
So how many things do you plan on releasing? Because that sounds like a pretty ambitious goal. And there's some people here that can put out some volume.
Volume, volume, yeah, yeah, maybe good volume,
Okay, I hear what you're
debatable.
saying. So what you want to have is the perfect formula to drop the right amount of stuff to elevate your
Yeah,
shit and push stuff to another level.
that's what I'm saying. I want the perfect blend um of obviously the hardest working artist here without over flooding.
Okay, I understand what you mean. So
And
how
that's
do you?
just that's not even I'm looking at anybody else per se, like I'm looking at what no, it's just I wanna work so hard and drop so much and do so much that it's yeah, yeah.
No, I appreciate that. I feel like it's a powerful goal to have, and I love the competitive side of it. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, if you look throughout the history of hip hop, the competition is real. Like, if you think back to where it starts in New York, it's guys in the streets like, bro, I hear you rap. Let's fucking go. Like, it's just at the core and the
Sounds
element
like
of it is the drive to be the best. Like, absolutely, I have aspirations of, going out there and doing my thing, and trying to win it. But I'm old, so I'm also okay winning in different ways that are not so much. Music's fun for me. I don't care if my album
floats
sells.
your boat, man. So,
That's what it is. Like, it's but I love the hunger and I love the passion, man. I love the idea of it. Like, honestly, what inspires you musically? Like, who are the people that you find nowadays that you're drawn to in terms of sound?
I I try to avoid music nowadays. I mean, that's I really try to avoid music nowadays because it's like the cliche thing to say nowadays, like, oh, this guy's copying off me. This guy is like, people can't wait to be like, oh, look, he sound like me. Look, I said this line, he said that line. So I really try to avoid listening to too much of anything, and I definitely try to avoid any influence. Um, I'm not trying to forcefully create a sound. Like I said, I've been doing music for a while, right? So I sound like me. Fuck, I sound like Vava, and I try to keep that, you know?
I think you have a cool sound. Honestly, if I had to say, I felt like a bit of like, and only because I don't know a lot about the world, but there was like this Young Thug creativity going on. Not to say you sound like Young Thug, cause sonically,
Yeah.
but in the realm of how you use effects and the spacey, emotional vibes coming off, and I thought it was really fucking cool, cause that guy's an extremely talented dude for all the hate he receives.
Fact. It's an honor to even mention me in that category when you're mentioning talent and execution. So respects on that. Facts.
Man, I felt like on the real, like, I mean, there's not a lot of people I think that can really see, like, there's parts where like you would take a flow and you would build it up and then you would have like your main flow, but then you would do shit like double it a couple of times here and there, and like just little tricks like that you would do that, like, I feel like we're just more advanced than the average version of this. Like, you're not static. I don't like melodic trap and all of that shit when it's super static. I don't even know if it's melodic trap. I'm not actually good with my hip hop subgenres.
Yeah.
Um, but like that whole world, it's only really good to me when it's alive, when it's like a Travis Scott experience. And I feel like in that realm, you totally play there, and it's very grandiose, and I like the sound of it. Where do you get beats from and all that?
Um, I have a couple in-house beat makers. Stretchy's fire. My boy Stretchy's fire. He has a couple years under his belt, more than a couple years, like a good 4 or 5. But that boy don't play with them pot and pans for real.
I
So yeah.
agree. I
Pardon?
like his stuff. I've had his track "Cup of Tea" on my playlist for a minute, and I listened to a bunch of his beats last week, just because he had produced for the other dude, and so I was listening to his production work, and I'm like, yo, Stretch is really fucking good, like
Yeah.
like really like at a tier of talent with these beats, where I don't think
Facts.
people understand that that guy is a hit maker, and the production. Look,
Facts.
when we were listening to your sound before, as much as your talent is there, it was more like, not to take away from you, but your engineering team is ridiculously good at what they do.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to give a lot of love to your engineers, and
Sure.
because I don't know who they are, to be honest. I don't know where you record all that good stuff, but whoever the fuck you're fucking with understands how to make you sound fucking amazing. Knows
No, little
when
ET
to.
in the building.
Sorry?
Little ET, that's my boy. That's what's up.
Yo, it's fucking remarkable. And that's also on you, right? Because at the end of the day, you had to pick the guy to work with. You had to choose the right person. So like it's just as much on you as it is on him, because it's teamwork and shit. But yo, man, your engineering is fucking blessed. I love the fact that you work with local producers.
Yeah, I try my best.
You still there? Okay, cool.
Yeah, man.
Cool. It's good.
Yeah, I said, yeah, I try my best to work with local producers, keep it in house.
That's dope, man. So let's talk about teams. So from what I understand, you started off doing a whole bunch of stuff on your own, right?
Yeah.
And as time went on, you started delegating. So you started like passing off the work. So how important is that to you? How easy or hard is that? Like, cause you said you're like, just cause I think a lot of people are trying to take on too much these days. Everybody's trying to like handle everything, but I don't think it's really possible to handle everything. So that's why when you said that, I wanted, I thought it was interesting, and it would be cool if you could expand on it a little bit more.
Yeah, sure. Um, Before I say how important it is to get your team, I'm gonna give a caution or warning because anybody you have on your team, especially as an artist, when you're, let's say, you're putting money up, you're putting time, you're literally giving piece of your life away. So you got to be very careful which people you put on your team and what you delegate to who. Now, with that being said, yeah, it's almost unrealistic to think you can do it on your own because just something as simple as the amount of songs you can make is shortened if you have to be online talking to promoters and you have to be the one engineering and you have to be making the beats and you have to go talk to that guy and do this and do that. It's just off making the music alone. And we're not talking about the stress, the confusion, the burnout eventually that you're gonna get. And it's easier to take a L as a team. That's just facts. It's easier to take a L where my boy did this, I did that, it didn't work. We sit down together and we come up with a new plan than it is to be like, I had all this on my shoulder and I fucked up completely. Now you get what I'm saying? It almost feels unrepairable when you're dolo, but when you have a team, it's just a lot simpler and you're a lot more focused as an artist. And if that's really what you want to be, then,
That's some big time knowledge nuggets there. Just that like a psychological front, right? Like the idea that losing as a team is an easier thing than losing on your own. Now I was a solo player for a very, very, very long time. And that was a big mistake. Didn't work with anybody and everything fucked up and then you feel really shitty about it. So when you roll into the part where you start adding people to your team and shit, and y'all start fucking around, and it's like, you know what, maybe you might lose a thing here or there, but other people have ideas you don't, and other people often will also point out what went right that you don't see, all your good shit that you did that you're not going to see in yourself, because usually when you have those bad moments you just don't see the good shit that actually accomplished. I like a lot what you just said there.
That's right. I've had projects that I was gonna cancel. I was like, no, I'm not feeling da-da-da-da, or I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. And it's my homeboy that came here. But look at it from this angle. If you so and so and so, and it's always good to have that other person to give you that second opinion.
That's big facts. When it comes down to like stuff like the future, where do you think music is going with shit like VR and live shows and all of that? I know that there's no way to really know and everyone's going to have different opportunities, but how do you see yourself leveraging technology versus in real life events as the future unfolds?
I'm not going to lie to you. I never thought of that. I go where the money at. So whatever is the new wave, whatever is the new thing that they're using and that's how you make the money, that's just, and never mind just the money. I want my music to be heard beyond the money. Of course, the money is one of the big representation of how successful you are in the music business, but first and foremost, I want my music to be heard. So whatever means, VR, however is the best way possible. That's all I'm gonna get out. You gotta change that's the thing about this music thing. You gotta change with the times,
So, like, I know that the times are changing because celebrities are doing some fucking shit that is making too much money to ever go back. And like you said, I like to follow the money. Like, following the money is fascinating. So, what is it? Dua Lipa did this show. And, Dua Lipa.
For the future? No. For the future show.
No, I mean, like, the artist Dua Lipa, she did a show.
Okay.
recently in whatever. My dude on Facebook was talking about it, and he was in bed. It cost him like what, 20-40 bucks. He got this live stream to his phone. He ordered some food. He smoked a bat. He watched a concert in perfect high definition, and they did all sorts of cut and shit. And you know what he realized? That was a good fucking time. That was a
Yeah.
great time.
Times are
Personally, that sounds like a much better. Like, look, I love a good live show. I want like 3 of them a year. You know, like I'm talking about as a concert goer, like to be in the middle of a crowd. Like I'll do like 2 or 3 a year, you know. But I don't
Yeah.
really want to do that most of the time. I'd actually rather spend that $10 and fucking like watch a feed of my favorite band on the internet and support them like that, you know?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I mean, yeah, like I said, times are changing. Well, I mean, anything people can do easier. There's so much compared to back then. There's so much to do and so much to get into and so much to learn. And people are trying to do things as easy as comfortable as possible to get on to the next thing. So yeah, definitely things like that are gonna be big, and that's where the money at. That's where you'll find me at. So.
I like that a lot. I like the fact that you're like, I don't necessarily know what it is, but I'm gonna go where I need to be there. And that tells me that you're in for some fucking promising shits in the future. Um, I don't know. So what else? Do you have anything else that you have going on in your world? Do you guys fuck with merch and all that shit?
Merch, no, we're getting into that this year. Actually, right now we were with Stretchy, and I said I had the guys are running the label. We were working on a couple artists, trying to find some real in-house artists for the studio besides the guys that are actually part of it. And from there, once we have a solid group team of actual musicians, we plan to print out the shirts with the merch. Each
Mm.
individual artist can get his own little individual, whatnot on it. And from there, we'll move on. But we're really trying to perfect the team first, trying to get the team ready. So when we take that next step, we're all fully ready and we know what we're doing, who's going left, who's going right type shit.
I really like what you said there, and I think it's really important because within that there's some knowledge nuggets. I'm trying to build up my team. I'm trying to grow this shit, right? Like there's potential in what we're doing here. It could pop off like into a point where if you follow the money, sometimes you have to pivot, right, and do the things
Yeah,
that
yeah.
make sense for that moment. Um, but then you have to start working with people and shit. And sometimes people want to go fast and want to do everything real fucking quick. And you're trying to get like, you're like, yo, bro, like, hold up. I still gotta like do that thing from last Tuesday and whatnot. You know, like you gotta actually get
Yeah.
your foundation in order and put it all together. Um, so like, so do you guys have like, so you guys are basically building a label or a group in a sense?
I wouldn't say a label necessarily.
Right.
Not necessarily. We're not too deep into signing anyone right now. To be honest, it really started with us wanting to lessen the burden on ourselves and also help other artists that may be having the same issue. Because it was mainly beats when we started, when we came with the idea, because one of the issues we had, or Montreal still has, I guess, is a lot of the artists are using online beats. And that could come back to bite you. That also prevents us from building our own sound when all the beats you're getting are sounds from somewhere else. So we was like, if nobody else is really as focused on it that we know of. So if there's somebody else out there,
There's a
whatever.
couple.
But so we decided, yeah, it was mainly the beats, but we also wanted a spot. Once we had the spot ready for the beats, it was like, yeah, we might as well go all the way. But it's not really a trying to label thing. Right now, we're just focused on our music and trying to help other artists that may need help, know a little bit less than we do, need a feature, need a beat. We got you.
Yo, I love what you're saying, man. Because there's people that are gonna watch this that probably are struggling with some of this shit. Plus, yo, we had Sammy C pop up in the chat while you were talking about how people use YouTube beats, and that doesn't cultivate a sound. And she's like, "Wow, that's true." And you got some people like Actually hearing what you're saying, man, because what you just
Yeah.
said resonated heavy with me, dude. Talking about the Montreal scene, and again, I don't want to go into names and all that bullshit, right? Because it is what it is. But like the facts about the Montreal scene is when we talk about a sound, you have a huge fucking point. One of the main things I want to do with this channel is find all the producers and put them up here on the channel so that rappers can, in the same way that you're doing, looking for people and opportunities. I want to be like, yo, Montreal, like, stop going to fucking YouTube. Like, here's the thing. I don't know if you know who Don Dada is, but he's a producer from Montreal a long time. And he was up on my channel the other day, and he was telling me straight up that anybody can use his beats, and they can even put it out as a remix, and he'll approve it on Spotify and shit if they like credit it right for
Yeah.
free. And if you make money one day, we'll talk then. And he puts any one of his beats on Spotify right now. People can just go fucking use. And I'm
Yeah.
telling people that because this is a Montreal fucking producer. First of all, he's extremely talented. Second of all, he's Montreal at the fucking core. He's been in the scene since like 2005 or some shit. And it's like,
Yeah.
yo, like, why are we not leveraging this shit? Like, how do you define a sound if you're looking for a so-and-so type beat? You know, like, it's a
I
weird...
never
it's
got that. I never got that.
Me neither,
I
man.
never got that. Even when I used to look for beats on YouTube when I used to try to, like I told you, I always tried not to listen and not to be influenced by, you know, other people. But it is what it is. First of all, let me just be clear to anybody that may be watching. I'm not talking about anyone specifically. I don't know none of you
Nah.
niggas. But moving on. It's everybody's trying their best. I don't really hold anybody against it. It's everybody's trying their best. Like I say, you know, if you know better, you do better. So it is what it is. Everybody's doing the best that they can with what they got and with as much as they know. I doubt anybody is intentionally making moves that they think or believe is gonna sabotage their chances. So that's why I'm not too harsh on it. You know, it is what it is. But that's the main reason we opened we tried to open the little studio thing is to help those that either don't know, you know.
But I think that's really what it comes down to is a lot of people just don't know. And there's not
Yeah.
like I have to admit that in my age group, a lot of us maybe didn't do as much as we would have liked to create an ecosystem of love. I don't know. I don't know how to frame it. There's a lot of people out there doing amazing things, and then there's a lot of stuff that didn't work out. But all I know is there's a lot of unhappy people. So I'm trying to not be unhappy people. But what I see is when it comes down to it is everyone's so worried about shit. But it's like the beat makers going, bro, you just had to ask. And the rapper never thought to ask. And I'm like, huh.
Yeah.
It's like these little dots. So if you're a rapper and you're sitting there, and I know because I used to be this guy once upon a time, back when I was younger and shit, right? And you're sitting there looking at these fucking free beats and these leases from Amino Domini for $20. Like, I remember one time I leased a beat. Like, I spent $80 because I did this contest. I said, fuck it. And then somebody heard that shit and said, I know that's a Jija beat. And I'm like, oh, you, like, know where I got the beat. Not just
like right away.
And right away, even my dude that altered it and shit, nah, he heard it one time. And I'm like, okay. I kept the song because fuck that. I put money into it. But, like, I never did it again. For me, it was like, nah, I did one project with a dude from Alabama, but otherwise everything's pretty much Montreal in my life.
Yeah.
Everything's
It's a
Montreal.
whole different thing. It's a whole different thing if you're doing a feature and that's what, you know, that person came with, like, that's that person sounding you're featured on it, so you're a guest, so you follow house rules. But when I say that, I'm thinking about, you know, artists from here that represent here. It's very hard to hear someone says, oh damn, that sounds like a guy from Montreal, when the beat is supposed to be a fucking Atlanta nigga type beat. You know, it's very hard.
What I like about what you're saying with that is the history of the music matters. And in order to define a cultural sound, like, you actually can't be just jacking other people's cultural identity. And so one of the troubles I have with a lot of artists is I can hear too frequently, and I think this is to what you're kind of going to, I can hear it so clearly which mainstream artists they sound the most alike. Now, I know I used Young Thug to describe you a little bit, but it's only because like he's so out there as an artist and he's so versatile, but he's extremely talented and uses effects. That's as far as the comparison went to me. You
And that's
really
my
like
G. It's all good.
in general, like I felt like your sound was just cool, like right, like but it kind of like listen. I don't know what Montreal sound is, but like I mean, if your shit's gonna resonate with Montreal, then that's really what the sound is. But I know one
Yeah.
thing is if you're gonna sound like Atlanta, then why are they not gonna listen to Atlanta? That's
Yeah.
that's that's my feelings again. Like I'm not
Everybody
again
loves
hating.
DOG.
People can do what they choose because at the end of the day, if you like, look, some people have said to me, look, I don't have the money, so I did what I had to do. When I got the money, I flipped up, and I'm like, fair enough, do what you got to do. Like I'm not gonna judge people for choosing tactics that I don't understand or that I personally wouldn't do. But from my perception, which I can put out into the world, is that by focusing so heavily on Billboard's charts, which don't feature Montreal, it's not going to help you define Montreal. So when
Yeah.
I hear you say about the city, but sounding like somebody else, I resonate with that. I'm not saying I'm about the city, but I can tell you my main beat maker is in Montreal, born and raised. Or born in whatever. Close enough. I think he was in Quebec.
Yeah.
At least Quebec, you know? Like, at least here.
Yeah, yeah.
So, like, to me, that's important shit. And I'm glad that we're even talking about this because sometimes it is really important to discuss the cultural side of our city, right? Like, I don't think we're crossing lines. I don't think we've done anything that is going to be taboo or anything. But I think it's interesting that you framed it in a way of defining a sound. And by working with people from here, you can define a sound from here. And as much as everyone thinks everyone wants money, that's not entirely true. All you have to do is build a relationship with a beat maker, and you can work around dollars sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Respect his time, he'll respect yours, and y'all build together. That's just how it works.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. What else? Anything else on your mind that you want to share with the fine peoples out there?
Chocolate and Kleenex. I've been waiting to boast about this shit. It's 100% clean. I just wanted to let everybody know out there that was something I worked really hard on to make sure all
Oh
the
shit, eh?
songs were 100% clean.
Dude, that's really cool. Why?
Yeah. Um, One, I wanted the challenge just to to I wanted the fuck. I wanted the songs to be pure, for lack of a better word, like not rough. I wanted you to receive them gently. So I wanted everything clean and smooth and as simple as possible. So that was the main thing.
I like your focus on accessibility. This is something that actually really matters a lot to me, and I feel like it's a consistent theme in what we've talked about you. Like something I ask myself a question is, what's the point in writing clever shit if nobody ever hears it or figures it out? Like, am I the kind of guy that really wants to write something so fucking whatever that two people figure out, you know, or do I want to actually have songs that people hear?
Yeah.
And I feel like you managed to do it in a way where your art wasn't compromised. I really, really enjoyed those two projects. I wouldn't say they're my go-to, but let's say I had a girl around. Let's say I was single, because I'm not single. But if I was single, right, and I was trying to get laid, I would throw on your Chocolate and Kleenex. And then if I was with the dudes, I would throw on the other project. And I
No
think
choice,
it's
for
fucking cool
sure.
that you're like that.
That's
So,
what it was for.
did you have like a specific girl in mind? Is it like a real story or is it just like a culmination of feelings? Because it feels like your music is based on a little bit more than just the vapid nothings of life.
Nah, no caps in my raps. But all jokes aside, um, mainly one girl,
Okay.
but there was a few other girls that brought up other emotions that I had to, But mainly one girl, mainly. Yeah. It's
I
usually
feel that.
that one that gives you all your problems. So fuck.
I think a lot of us have that in our life. And then we get
Yeah.
one that we like, and it comes with a couple of other problems. And I say that knowing she's watching, so she just commented. So she's right there, like, Nah, she gets it. She's wonderful. I love her. She's the greatest.
Be
I'm with
careful,
her
bro. Be
all
careful.
day. Now we good. We good. I know how far I can go. I know the boundaries. All you have to do is know what the boundaries are, and you are
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. You could dance around them.
And then, as long as you understand how to correct the situation if you go too far, which
Yes,
after
sir.
years you should know how to do, then you are. See, she's throwing hearts up right now. See, she loves me. It's cool. Uh,
Well, congrats.
but yeah, thank you. Um, so when it comes down to I guess like other stuff, man, you into the Netflixes? Like you into that, or is it just straight fucking grind?
Nah. I'm. I don't know what you call that. I'm in the anime heavy.
Yo, that's cool, man.
In the anime heavy.
So I mean, I know it seems like weird to talk about, but believe it or not, the people like who watch interviews love this shit. They like the regular stuff. They like
Yeah.
hearing about which animes you care about. I'm not the hugest anime guy, but I can hold my own enough to know what a couple are. Which are your favorite animes? Which would you
The greatest
recommend to
anime of
people?
all time, One Piece. One Piece. Chapter 1000 out right now.
Which one is it? Like, what is it about?
One Piece, pirate boy wants to be king of the pirates, be the most freest man out there in the sea.
Interesting.
Freedom's a beautiful thing.
Yo, man, the way you said that was so poetic, dude. Like, you just got me like fucking interested in it. But I love the like you chose that. Like, that's fucking cool, dude. So, but why? So it's really this the subject matter, like the core theme, that attracts you to it over other things,
Yeah,
or
yeah, no, it's fun. It's always, I don't know, anime is a good distraction from reality, first of all. And yeah, it's fun, bro. Like no weird shit. You learn a lot of like real life lessons if you actually open your mind to learn something instead of just watching the
ooh,
cartoon. But there's a lot of real stuff in there about not giving up, fighting for whatever you want. You know, fuck the world. These nuts. Like, a lot of shit out there for real.
that's really cool, man. No, and I really like that you said that because like I'm into fantasy, like shit like The Witcher and shit like
Yeah,
that,
I've seen The Witcher. Blast.
and I like the fact that like I'm reading the books right now, and they really explore a lot of shit like racism, like really
Yeah,
fucking vividly too. Like they talk about like a lot of shit like that, like the Jamaican revolts level of like explicit detail of how shit goes down. But they talk about like elves and humans and shit. So because now it's elves and humans, you can say whatever the fuck you want, and nobody's gonna
yeah.
think twice. Um, but yeah, so I just like I really appreciate that kind of like metaphorical thing. So I think it's important that when you consume that kind of media to like look for those kind of lessons in it because a lot
Yeah,
of
it's
it
always
does have
good.
it. But that's fucking smart, man. That's really fucking cool. Um,
Yeah.
Not fair enough, man. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what else to ask at this point. I don't know. What else do you have on your mind? What do you? What else is? What are you feeling right now? I'm sure I'll come up with other shit.
Nothing. I'm liking the interview, man. It's actually, honestly, it's fun, for lack of a better word. It almost feels like, sitting here talking to a new friend, a homeboy you haven't seen in a while, just catching up. It's blessed still. I'm liking the way you're doing your thing, though.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Honestly, cause like at the same time for me, it's also like I'm meeting a bunch of people I don't fucking know, and so like it's new. This is new, man. The whole thing. But like I like your energy, dude. I think you're an insightful guy. I'm happy that we're having this conversation because my goal with every conversation is to try to use our life experiences to teach people a couple of things or two along the way. Even just the idea of combing through Facebook events to look for opportunities by yourself. Like, look, maybe you can't do it 10 hours a week, but you can do it 1 hour a week. Like you can do that. Everyone can go do that for themselves, and that creates a new opportunity down the line. Whereas otherwise, you would have just sat there at home and done fucking nothing or whatever. So just that, like, just that at that level, that idea of like blew my mind when you said it. Like I was tripping a little bit inside. Like I felt like one of those. Damn, I wish I'd known that.
Yeah. And
But you,
there's no excuse, man. Even Like I'm saying this to the people out there, do it whenever you can. If it's better you try, you say I'm gonna do it, and then you do it once every week. Then you just decide, well, I'm only doing it 1 hour every week, so fuck it, I might as well try. The point is, you gotta just get up and do something. So if you can hit up one person once a month starting, eventually maybe you can boost that up to 2 3 a month, and next thing you're looking, you're messaging a couple 50 100 people in a month. But you just got to get up, do something. Like a lot of people like to wait for the perfect, like, oh wait, when this is ready, when that is ready. I sound like that college commercial guy, but this is facts.
That's exactly what it is.
You got to get up and do it though.
So first of all, I just want to shout out Lindell Williams. This guy's a patron of ours, and he's in the comments here. And he said, this is where I would say it comes to making songs and albums. You write it in a way that would draw the audience to you, which is completely in line with what you were saying. So Lindell's on the same wave. And to do this, you give the audience a little of what they would be familiar with, mixed with your cup of tea. And I fucking like that. He's on the same wavelength with you. But I just wanted to say what you just said fucking hit so heavy with me. Let me tell you a little bit about 2020 for me. 2019 I started doing some interviews. I got a little run, 3-4 people came through. It felt real nice, and then it went dry. Like nobody wanted to come to NDG or something. Like somehow NDG is like the dark fucking hole. Yo, love it. I'm gonna spark another one. That's what it is. I rolled a few before I came in this one, but
pre-rolled. That's what's up.
Yo, you know what happened, dude? Here's what happened. I used to go and perform a lot back in the day, 2012 to 2016. And I had this weird observational moment, and even a little bit before then when I partied a bit. There was always weed, like copious amounts of weed at this shit. And there was never papers. So you'd have weed everywhere, like an ounce, 2 ounces of weed in the room, and not a paper. I'm not talking one event, dude. I'm talking everything. I'm talking everywhere I go. Rappers is weed, and they never have papers. And then obviously, I don't know, it's weird. But then the store's closed, so you can't get papers. So I'd be standing there smoking my joint. I'm like, motherfucker's like, yo, you want to put in? And I'm like, nah, man, I rolled my shit before I came. Because I roll like 3, 4, 5, whatever, and I walk out the door because, again, like, I can't roll a fucking joint standing on the side of a building or some shit, whatever. But, yo, I'm saying straight up, man, motherfucker, so I got into the habit of doing that. So, and it's also faster if you just roll, like, a lot of weed at one time. Then if you chop it up like that. That's it. Like you watch some TV or whatever, you roll up a bunch of shit. Yeah, but like all I have to say, like 2020 comes around, and for some fucking reason, I don't know what it is, positive, negative, whatever, motherfuckers just decided they don't want to do interviews no more. I don't know. Maybe it was winter. Maybe winter had kicked in, and now coming to NDG is a big deal. Fair enough. I don't know. So I go and I create a show. Partner with a Make-A-Wish. We're going to do a little show. So I make a few friends along the way, whatever. And then COVID really hits. Fine. I guess now it's even more complicated to do the interviews. So it's fucking whatever. But I'm begging people all year, posting. Nobody fucking wants to hit me up. Nobody. And then all of a sudden November hits. And I don't know. I did the right 1-2 people. And I'm fucking already booked all the way into February. Like straight up, dude. So like literally what you're saying is exactly how this shit fucking played out for me with this interview shit in my life. And it's fucking nuts because it really was like you kept trying, you keep trying, you keep trying, you keep doing your thing like that. And then all of a sudden there's momentum and you're having conversations like this. Like, yo, straight up, dude, there's that Andre Bohemier lady. She's fucking making huge moves in this city. She fucking liked this fucking video on Facebook that's streaming of this interview. I don't know if she's watching it or not, but it's like, yo, man, look at that. That probably maybe unlocked an opportunity down the line just because we're having this conversation, dude. So it's like this domino effect of fucking networking and shit. But yo, hold up. We got a couple of questions from the comments, so I think we're gonna have to move those over to you for a quick second. This is from your lady friend Bonnie. What's the best advice you'd give to past you?
To what?
A past version of you, like young you. If you were to meet yourself, what would you?
Me?
Yeah.
Learn the business part of the music business as soon as possible. As soon as possible. Learn the business part. I don't regret how in love I was with the music, but I would say my passion and my understanding wasn't as balanced as it should have been. So
Okay.
definitely learn the business part because it is music business. Now, if you just want to do music for you and you just want to and there's no goals, you just want to have music out there, then never mind me. But if the goal is to get somewhere, do something, then learn the business part right away.
That's a huge fact, man. I agree entirely. Personally, I was stubborn for a long time, and what I mean by that is, I wanted to do it my way. It wasn't necessarily that I didn't want to learn the business. It's that I didn't realize that business was about realizing that other people have opinions too, and that other people want
Yeah,
different things. So, yo, your lady friend Bonnie said, "So smart, love your answer." So, yo, great
respects,
job.
respects.
But yo, it's true though, because like even with podcasting, so like in November I started podcasting, and while Lindell Williams, who's right there, whose question we're gonna get to next, has been ride or die since 2017. I love that guy. The truth of the matter is, I made so many bad choices because I refused to listen to people. And then when I started listening to people, great things started happening in my life. And then I
Yeah.
started realizing that a lot of business is listening to at least what your audience or what the people, like music fans. Like if you're making music, care about what the fans care about and shit, that kind of stuff. Um, anyway, so I like what your answer to. I thought it was really cool. And then Lindell says, I know this may sound repetitive, but who inspires you? Or because he wasn't here for the early part. So who does your look up to the most? And do you have a top five list of rappers? So who inspires you the most? And do you have like a top five?
Top five. Top five is my first, and that was literally the first artist I heard, which would be Pac. Like I told you, that was my homeboy. That was the first artist, first hip hop, everything. So that would be that. Um, then then we're going into just pure skills. You got the Jay Z's, you got the Lil Waynes. Um, fuck, what else would I have up there? I need two more niggas. God damn. Um, I put Kanye up there just off work ethic and talent alone.
Very interesting.
Um, one more nigga. God damn. Um, top five. One more nigga. Fuck. I don't know. That's about it. I got four for you. That's all I got. I can't think of anyone that I really, because like I said earlier, maybe you wasn't here, but I really tried to avoid listening to too much rap too consistently, too heavily, because I don't want to be too heavily influenced by anyone. So I have a couple guys I listen to here and there, inspiration and whatnot, but overall I try to keep to myself.
So when it comes down to like the local scene, who are the people that you roll with, rather than anybody negative? Who are some of the people that you love, and that's just who you love?
Love,
Or
um,
like, enjoy, whatever word is best and apt.
mm, I don't know. I watch different stuff. I'm not gonna be. I I can't pick out anyone. I've seen a whole bunch of stuff. Like there's a whole bunch of artists out in the city that's definitely doing their thing. But I don't know. There's a whole bunch of good artists. Like I can't pinpoint because, like I told you, it's what I said earlier about mainstream artists. I have it even a bit harder for artists in the city because we're all trying to come up, and I don't want anybody getting the wrong idea. So I really
Right, right.
avoid heavily listening to anyone, but I've seen a whole bunch of multiple good tracks out there. And they do their thing. It all depends on what your flavor is.
I agree with that sentiment. And I like how you answered that too. That was really, really well done. You're gonna have a fucking promising career because you can handle questions, dude. I fucking enjoy that. Um,
Yeah.
I see you like coming up with the fucking perfect exact way to formulate it. I'm not trying to trap you or nothing. I'm just like I really enjoy the conversation and I'm curious about shit because you know what? You're not the only person I've spoken to who takes that stance. I wouldn't say it's the majority, but I work with this guy in Alabama. Now he's a beat maker. I met him on YouTube. He didn't have the internet. According to him, I don't know how true this is. He hasn't heard new music since like 2000 or some bullshit. So we got really offended when I compared him to somebody one time. And it was like the same kind of shit. He doesn't want to listen to anything. He just wants to create his shit, have no influence, and have it be just like organically who he is and what he is, right? I've talked to a couple of artists in the city who take a very similar approach to you as well, where they don't want to have any influence from anyone else. They don't want to influence other people even. They just kind of want to do their thing and be known for doing their thing. So I don't think it comes off poorly if you have the understanding of where it's coming from as an artist, right? Some artists, like myself, are whores for new inspiration. I'm so okay with it because I'm inspired by like a fuck ton of sources. Whatever. If you can trace the 27 people that inspired that song, good on you, because it's going to be like 27 people that inspired that fucking song, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm okay with that. But I hear the issue being a little bit more in general when it's like two people that inspire the song. And then it's like just, you know, it's not really your shit no more. Which it's not to say it's not your shit, but the sound comes off a little bit more like, and it's cool. Like, yo, listen, I'm a white boy. You think I didn't have my Eminem phase? Of course I have my Eminem phase, dude. Every white boy has the Eminem phase. It's what it is. You can't not. You end up with the nasal voice. You end up with all the shits, and then you end up.
Eminem is fire. Even a couple niggas had that Eminem phase. That boy fire stills.
I like a lot of his work. I wasn't a big fan of the new project, but I liked the one he dropped earlier in the year. And then I found out that all the people who liked the new project didn't like the one earlier in the year. And I realized there's just two groups of Eminem fans, so he made an album for each group. And I'm like, that's actually fucking smart. Like, at first I was being a bit of a hater with it, but then I'm like, nah, I was wrong. Eminem's a fucking genius, and this just not for me. And I fucking like that he did that. That was cool of him. But yeah, no, so like I appreciate what you're saying though about like that, but then evolving into your own sound, yeah, it's a complicated situation. But I respect how you approach it. I couldn't do it. I don't know how you do it. I'm like a whore for this music stuff, but I respect that you can hold out like that, you know, and just be so into your own element. That's fucking interesting to me.
Yeah, sure.
Just like as an artist hearing about another artist technique. So let's talk about how you write a song. There's actually a few more people here. Like the number just spiked up a little bit. I'm not even gonna lie. So, how do you write a song? Tell us about that process for you.
Most songs I let fuck man. Because the thing about me and music, I've been doing this for a while. So when I speak about it, the stuff I say may sometimes sound cliche, but the beat almost writes the track. I just vibe out to it. The beat is gonna tell me what it wants, where it wants it, and I add a little bit of me in there. But the most important thing for a track is getting the flow and getting the flow right, when to jump, when to leave, how to leave. And like I said, I've been writing for years, so the word part it just naturally comes in. It's not even an issue. Personally, I start with a chorus because that's the heart and soul of any song. For anybody that wasn't sure yet, start with the chorus. Make sure it's solid. That's the foundation. That's the part that people hear the most. First part they catch. So I usually start with that. If there's a pre-hook, I might go next into the pre-hook because that kind of prepares you for the chorus. And then the verse is just, I tell the truth on whatever the topic is. Because once I have the hook down, I have the foundation. I know what I'm supposed to say on the verse. So it's easy to just get in there and tell the truth,
Yo, I relate heavy to that actually. That's a fucking interesting point because then it kind of structures your song. So like the way I've always looked at it is maybe I'm wrong, but the way I've always looked at it is like a song's almost like an essay. And like in an essay, you have your thesis statement, and then you have to like the arguments you're supposed to back up, and then like each of the. So I looked at it like the chorus is like your thesis statement, and your verses and shit are just like the arguments that you use to effectively back up your thesis statement.
Yeah, to further explain the purpose of the chorus.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot because I could tell that your songs are about shit, and it's cool that you were able to express that level of like stuff with us. But I like also the emphasis on the hook or the chorus, because it is really the part. And something I learned along the way is people really want to sing along, like fans, because
Yeah.
sometimes we get into this world, especially if you're always networking and dealing with artists and shit. Is you get into this world where you see like the 100 likes on Facebook, but you don't realize that 98 of those likes are like other rappers and engineers and video makers and shit. Like these are all your peers, right? These aren't necessarily your fans. And I'm not
Yeah.
saying that they can't be your fans, right? Because a lot of times I'm fans of people. Like I'm a big fan of Merkur Miyagi's work, music. I'm a big fan of Sammy C's fucking freestyles and shit. I'm a big fan of just a bunch of different people's work, right? But then a lot of other people, it's just like, we peers, dog. Like we working together and shit, Like of course I'm liking your shit and commenting and being involved in this. This is like the game. So what I realized about fans, which is different than your peers, is they want to sing to your shit. And all the fans were like, bro, when you go blah 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 blah, I can't sing along to that. I can't even understand a fucking word you're saying. And then I realized rappers respected me for doing a certain thing, but fans didn't necessarily. When I say fans, I mean like the average person who might become a paying consumer of my music, a potential fan, I should say. They were like turned away by some of the more flossy shit I was trying to do.
Yeah, I guess it was that audience. I guess that wasn't their cup of tea because that's the weird thing about music. There's a place for everything. I mean, there's a couple. I'll put it this way: I've heard a whole bunch of Montreal artists that deserve or should be higher up than some of the mainstream artists that I have heard that are mainstream. But it's just all about getting the right sound to the right audience to pick up. So it's like there's a place for it all.
I definitely feel that. I also feel like in a lot of ways, marketing yourself correctly to the right audience is key. And in a lot of ways, one of the things I think has been an issue was always finding peers in my lane, if it makes sense, because there's a lot of people out there, right? And there's a lot of shows out there, but like I'm an office worker, dude. If you in the trap, there's a good chance that like our crossover fan bases aren't like the same, like not to say that they're not, but like maybe like having a bunch of folk showing up looking scary to a bunch of other folk can be like not the best mix of shit. Like there's ways to mix shit, but I say this because there's experiences I've had like, in specific where I brought a bunch of colleagues in and then a fight breaks out, and then none of my colleagues want to come.
They're not accustomed to that.
And so that's what I'm trying to convey. Like there are levels to the city, right? Like a lot of people see their immediate city, and then people try to throw these generalized shows where they mix all sorts of things together with no rhyme, no reason. And I find that kind of like it doesn't make it that people really want to come to it, is what I noticed. Whereas, so I had a lot of trouble for a long time. COVID has been a blessing to me. The truth about COVID is it let a lot of people start interneting. And a lot more people, because, back in the day, if I would have been like Zoom call interview, people would have kind of laughed a little bit and been like, bro, no, I need that real life connection shit. But now it's like you kind of, nobody has a choice, right? Like it's Zoom or get the fuck out. And it's just kind of what it is. So now we're here and everyone's Zooming with me. But it got me to this point where I'm able to like really meet a lot of different people and kind of start to connect with a bunch of people that are more in my lane. So that when COVID ends, we can start to like throw our little show and do that team shit that you were describing before, right? So that we can layer it down. Because if there's one piece of advice I can give to anybody once COVID's done and the bars reopen in like 2023 or whatever, because don't think that COVID's ending and the bars just reopen. That's gonna take fucking time to really happen, unfortunately. There will be some, but anyway, it'll come back. But when it does, having squads like what you're describing, where you guys hold down a show, and then me, let's say I have my squad of people and we hold down a show, And yeah, we have crossover maybe. Like, you know, we feature your guy one day, you feature our guy one day, and then they, you know, like that. But mostly at the same show, the same people keep coming back so the motherfuckers can learn their songs. Because, yo, we need the crowds to sing along and shit, right? If the crowds know your songs, they want to come back because they can sing along, vibe, and be part of the movement and shit. So I don't know, man. What do you think of the idea of shows having the same people performing over and over again over time?
Um, if you do it in a almost competitive way and you have them switch the tracks, because that's another thing. Yeah, you want the people to sing along, but you also don't want them to be bored. And what I mean is, you can end up having certain fans that come to the first show, and if they know it's gonna be the same lineup of artists performing the same exact thing in different clothes, they would rather stay home and Netflix, because I've seen that before. So it all depends. Each one has to have a significant difference to it to bring the fan in. You know, it's like watching the same movie. You'll watch a different episode of the same series, but it's not the same thing to watch the same movie again, even if the people change clothes. So it's a good idea to get the people used to the same artists. It's definitely a great idea, but you're definitely gonna need to find a way to make the shows differ.
So my thought was headlines. So my guys handle. So yo, first of all, I'm not into big sets. So I would have like 3, 4 openers max, right? Cause yo, here's what I learned. Nobody wants to spend $10, $15 to watch me do 10 minutes, but they'll spend that money to watch me do 15 minutes. So I'm like, okay, 15, 20 minutes. That seems to be a reasonable amount of time to get somebody to want to actually come to a fucking place to watch me perform. That's just myself. Other people have different thresholds, but that's how my head was with it. So you do a 20-minute, take a little weed break, 20-minute, take a little weed break, and then a headliner, you know? So maybe the times change, but you get your regular guys, or your not your openers, but yeah, kind of your openers. And then you get like a guest or whatever that comes through for your main event. But then when you have something big coming, like an album drop or whatever, that's when you guys do the headline spots, you know? That's when you got claiming at that point, and other people could do the opener. But that way your peeps are constantly performing, right? But then it keeps it fresh because there's always somebody new to fucking come through. That would be my first idea on that.
That could work. It has potential. The idea needs refining, but definitely has potential.
That's fair.
It definitely does, because we do need shows, but I would say my first issue with shows is, how do you get the crowd to stay? Because that's something I've noticed is a lot of the fans in Montreal come for their specific artist. And then when that artist leaves, you have 4, 5, 6 people leave with him, and it's like a rotation. So the artist that shows up at 9 o'clock has about 5, 6, 8 people with him. He performs, say 10, 10:30. He leaves with his people. Then there's an artist that shows up at about 10:30, 11. He comes with a... So the room hardly increases.
So I have an answer to that nobody's going to like when they deal with me in the future, but fuck it, it'll be my show, so you deal with me or you don't perform, I guess.
Fuck them.
But it's what it is, because it's going to be my show, my brand, it is what it is. But here's my problem. First of all, I got to be at work at 9 in the morning. So fuck a show that starts at 11 p.m. on a Thursday. Now, that doesn't mean there shouldn't be a show that starts at 11 p.m. on a Thursday. But I'm never going to really go to that unless I'm on vacation because, I got to be at work at 9. So what, I'm going to go for an hour, turn around and go home? I'm also smoking a lot of pot. I'm not driving anywhere. It's all public transit and shit, right? That's what it is. I'm not fucking spending no Uber money. That's not happening. I'm not rich like that. That's just the realities of my life. But what I'm also describing is the realities of a lot of people's lives. So I'm going, where's the 7 o'clock show? Where is it? It's just, I went to one. It had people and they all stayed. It was this one show. It was a bunch of ladies. It was at 7 and the crowd never left. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? This is weird. and everybody stayed to the end of the show and went home. And I was tripping a little bit, but they also had sound check, and I'm like, no shit, sound check, the fucking thing that does. Because here's the thing, any show I've ever been to for the, I performed like 60s, a bunch of shits like that. Very little sound check. But anytime there was sound check, you got to be there like an hour before the show starts, or you can't do sound check. And if you're not willing to show up for sound check, you don't want to perform at the show. That's the truth of the situation. And I think there's this attitude in culture that is artist-centric with these shows, as in people worry about when the artist can come. And I'm not going to care when the artist can come. If you are doing a show, you are committing to staying to the show. You're performing. You got to be there. You got to turn it. It's part of the job of being at a show as an artist. So I think the truth is artists don't do their due diligence. Dude, when I go to shows, man, I pull out my phone. I start going live on Facebook. I try to promote the fact that there's fucking music happening in the city because I'm an artist and I'm trying to big up the fucking scene with myself. And I'm not bullshitting. People have seen me filming shit at shows a lot in the past. If you've seen me there, maybe not. I don't fucking know. But like the fact is, there's like ways you could like approach that. But instead, artists go there with their posse and they act like, yo, I just got to show up at like, you know, whatever, 9 o'clock. Well, if you only want to show up at 9, why? There's hungry people, dude. I'll just find people that are willing to come for sound check and stick around the whole show. And then those are the people I'll fuck with. And I guess that's how it's going to work. The second somebody, look, if somebody legitimately has reasons, like, listen, when I booked my show, there were people who were like, I got to work until 9. I'll be there by this time. I'll make it happen by this time. And if somebody wants to arrange with me ahead of time because of real life circumstances that they have a shit and they need to be, you know, like I will accept that, right? I don't want to like close off the door. But if it's like, yo, I'm just rolling on through with my homies at 9, I mean, I don't get that. It's a show. Your job is to like be, shouldn't you be there with like a bunch of merch trying to sell shit to everybody walking through the door?
Well, but I don't know. It's one of those situations where opposite sides could be right, because you also have to look at it from the artist's point of view, in which case they spent money on the song, they spent money to record, they spent money on it, and they're coming to record, they're coming to perform it for free. They're giving, that's another issue. Most of these artists are not getting paid.
You're saying a big
so
thing
he
here.
Doesn't make, I can understand the artist not wanting to come at and spending another, after he spent all that money and he's performing for free, spend 5-6 hours there doing nothing.
That is a really good fucking answer. I like that answer. That is the first time somebody's given me an answer that fucking shut me up for a second, because that's good. I appreciate what you're saying, because you're right. Promoters don't really pay rappers, and 7 hours, let's say, is a lot of time to just dedicate to a cause.
After
the truth is,
the amount spent.
You're right. Okay, I accept what you're saying is a valid reason to not want to spend it there. But at the same time, fine. I don't know how much an artist is worth, but I know nobody has the money to pay people what they're worth right now. So, I don't know. Let's say a promotion scene happens and people take a little bit of an underpayment for a minute and then play the game so that they one day can get the proper payment. If people did that for a minute and then played the game properly, knowing money's coming down the line, it could turn into something where like everybody's getting paid at every show.
Yeah, but it's like you said earlier, it's like artists is not even asking producers for beats. No one has even spoken to the other person about it. The artists that are certified to get paid have their rates and they get paid. And just like Hollywood, if you have yet to reach that certification, you don't get paid. But no one has ever spoken or tried to negotiate, well, okay, you're a lesser artist, you get this, you get that, to justify why an artist should come and spend 7+ hours. Plus, you also have to look at the image of it. If we're talking, image is a heavy part of rap, right? Like, let's just be realistic. So you're spending 7-6 hours in a club at the bar with what? The same bottle in your hand? That's money you have to spend. That's people you have to entertain. The scene, the image has to still be maintained. So you can't So you have to look at it like that. So I'm a rapper. I have the image to
No, I
maintain.
hear
I
you.
spent all that money. I spend 7 hours, and during that 7 hours, I have to spend another 4 or 5 bills, and I got paid $0 to be here.
Bro, I really love what you're saying now because I can empathize heavy with that. When I go to an event, I'm gonna have to probably spend about $50 to $100 in weed
It's
alone,
charging,
depending on
bitch.
it. You know, like, cause like I'm just gonna smoke that much. I'm gonna be out. It's this, that, the next thing. But I really like what you're saying. Part of it is because like what we're trying to do with this show is have conversations like this, so that people can see other sides of the coin, honestly, and understand some shit. Like my motto is kind of based a little bit around that idea of having a regular crew and then maybe only having to pay one guy. So I can afford to pay that guy $300 or whatever. If that guy's gonna take
Yeah.
I can't afford more than that. Maybe I can afford 3 bills for a show. That's what it is, man. I'm all fucking play it up to what I can. I mean, shit, we'll stream it live to Twitch. Maybe that counts for something. But at the end of the day, let's hypothetically say 300 is an acceptable amount of money. So then I don't have to pay the other guys because they're squad and we want to be there. And then it's really just paying one guy. So in my way, that would become a sustainable model because I agree with you. With everything you're saying, paying people is really important to me in a weird way. It kind of changed a lot for me. I realized that what a boss is a person who pays people. So if you're supposed to be in this hip-hop game, we're supposed to be bossing the fuck up. That's the truth of the matter. I might not boss up like how you boss up, and I might not do it the same way that you do it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, bossing up has a certain, it matters, right? So, I mean, I like what you're saying about this time commitment thing because I don't think a lot of the promoter people, a lot of the other people actually sit there and consider what you're actually describing about maintaining an image. That shit was fucking ridiculous. That shit was like an extra layer that I never even thought about, like, because I don't really drink. So there's no part of my image that's bottles at a club or sitting there like that, right? But if that's actually something that you have to do because of the role that you're playing.
Could you imagine you just got on stage, rapped about me and my boys, we trap, we pop bottles in the club, and then you and your boys go sit down and grab a couple beers. Like, that's not working, bro. That's not working. And to spend the money just to keep the image is not smart neither.
Right. So then it comes down to making sure that it's a worthwhile investment of time. Now, personally, I don't really think I'm going to do a lot of free performances in my life just because of where I'm at with my life. And I agree, time is an investment. When you said 7 hours, I'm like, holy shit, that's... Yo, bro, I'm not doing that either. I'm like, I totally get what you're saying. It makes all the sense in the world. But I don't know what the right rate is. I know that the scene needs a decent rate that turns into a better rate, but I really appreciate what you're saying because basically I hope to make a clip out of this and have it be like, yo, why it matters to pay your artists. Like, like something like that, right? Like, that's what I hope we get out of this because, dude, what you just dropped is some fucking knowledge nuggets to the whole fucking all of us, even myself. I'm sitting there going, yo, of everything we talked about, that may be the most profound thing that we talked about so far because, yo, a lot of people I know never think what you just said. They never think about what you just said. They complain about a lot of things, but they don't think about what you just said. How much money it costs an artist just to even show up at the fucking event and do a thing. Like, I saw Homeboy, CY and them, they fucking show up at the fucking DAC show in a limo. Now, that's a cost. Now, are they playing it up? Are they doing their thing? Of course they are.
Yeah, they didn't have to get a limo.
They didn't have to. But, like, when I thought about
it... nonetheless, yeah.
If that's the image they want to portray, if that's how they want to play it, it means now in some way you need to have a return on investment attached to this. And I think there is some kind of an issue in the city where, and this is kind of what inspired me to get into things in the first place, was I was a rapper and just a rapper. And as just a rapper, you find out that you pay everybody, but nobody pays you really. And that's I mean, fans might pay you here and there, but the truth is you're paying the engineer, you're paying the beat, at least if you're doing it honorably, right? You're paying the video guy, you're going to pay promoters, and in a sense, if you want, like, you're not saying all of them, but it's not simple to get booked for free even at the good shows, and the bad shows do some ticket reselling stuff for the most part, and there are exceptions to all the rules. I'm generalizing on purpose based on Holden's experiences, so if yours is not the same, understand. And then you're in this like role where, like, I don't know, it just gets convoluted, right? It's like everything costs money, but rappers, like whatever. Then even like other interviews and stuff. I don't know about all of them, but I know that it might cost money to go do shit because people started saying, bro, you know how much money you could make off these guys? And I'm like, bro, come on. That's not what this is about. That's what I'm trying. I'm not really. I'm getting, you know, you taught
Everybody's
me.
trying to eat off rappers.
So like I look at it like you just taught me how to market my shit better in this interview. So fuck that, I got paid. You know, like you saved me. This is like instead of watching a YouTube video, I got to talk to fucking Vava and learn a bunch of dope shit. Dude, you're awesome. I'm fucking loving this chat, dude. I think you're a very intelligent guy. I like talking to smart people. Anytime I can talk to smart people on this chat, the entire audience gets enhanced. Everybody gets enhanced, and we all learn a bunch of shit, though. So like, I totally like. I don't know. I really like what you said about the artistry and shit. What do you think we can do? What do you think we can do to like work better together?
I think everybody works more if there's a stake for it in everyone. So here would be just a wild idea. I didn't have time to process it, but
That's
if
cool.
if instead of paying the artists, they got a percentage of the ticket sales,
Bro.
or they got a percentage of, let's say, the bar, but you don't deal with them on an exact, this is how much you're getting. You deal with them on a percentage level. So the more people you bring, the more people you entertain, the later you make the show, the more money you make. That way the artist gets to get paid off his hard work.
Wow. Dude, that is fucking smart. I don't know how many people have tried that. I don't know if it's like fucking like an idea that's been done or not, but I like the idea of shared equity in the show. That's kind of what I'm taking it. Because if it's a percentage that you're getting in it, not necessarily that they buy in, but in a sense, it becomes a sense of equity. Like you have a sense of the more that you put into this show, the more that you're going to get out of it. So I was talking to an engineer who worked at Bad Boy in the 90s. Like he was part of the original team that Puff hired to like work on that shit. And he was telling me that that's effectively how his whole career has been. Like when you give shit into these communities, you get shit out of it, even down to the sense of ownership. Like they literally had to build the fucking studio and then they got to work in it, right? You know, creating in a sense the same thing of what you're describing, but that creates a sense of loyalty and passion rather than having to work. Because you go to me and go, bro, sell 10 tickets. I'm like, dude, I'm in my 30s. Everybody's a parent. Who the fuck's coming to the show? You know, like that's my first thought. Maybe it's a bad attitude. I have to admit, sometimes I'm a grumpy guy and I have some bad attitudes and I'm working on that shit, trying to be more positive. But if I were to be able to go to that person and be like, yo, straight up, the more money this show makes, the more money I make. You hook me up, dog. Just come through one time. I bet more people will come through to help you like that.
Yeah, because people fall deeper for the mystery too. Like a couple people might say no to $50, but if you don't know how much, and not only that, it's a guarantee for the promoter also, because I can't really pay you until the money has been collected, right? So the artist can't really leave the show without getting his payment.
Oh my
so
gosh.
He has to be there. So that forces him to be there. And him now, he wants it to be lit. He wants it to last as long as possible because he doesn't know how much he's getting paid. Could be $50, it could be 500, it could be whatever. It all depends on how well everybody worked together. It forces everyone to put in, well, whatever percentage they're getting. I'm pretty sure the guy, if a guy is getting 20%, he's gonna put in more work than the guy getting 10%. But that's the whole point. You put in what you get back what you put in.
But I love what you said about that too, because I didn't even think about the idea of people only getting paid at the end. So now you're actually incentivized to be there the whole time. You're incentivized to get there early because you want to start getting people turned up and spending money at the bar right away. And then you're incentivized to like stick around to the whole way through the event because there's more money.
Even if it's just a monitor to make sure the promoter don't rob you, because so you're like, oh damn, I saw the place was lit. You can't tell me so and so, So it's a complicated thing. It gets iffy. There's a lot of trust or business trust that would be needed for it to actually pan out because, you got to have good promoters that's willing to be honest and artists that's willing to, I guess, not be too grumpy or whatever about it and just let shit be. But it's
also I like what you said there too, because it's gonna take both sides of the coin. Like artists have a desire that isn't realistic. Is actually my thought of it. Like as much as everybody wants $500 to go show up at a night, maybe I don't know what real numbers are. I'm throwing out fake numbers just off the top
Yeah,
of my
yeah.
head. But let's say everybody wants $500 to show up. Like, bro, if I have to put out $2,000 paying local talent, like I can throw a show a year.
Yeah,
But
you
if
lose the
I
bet.
can get but I'm let's say I'm willing to lose $2,000 a year. Let's say I'm willing to do that, right? Do you really want me to lose that all on one event, or isn't it like smarter for me to lose that over 5 events so that we can at least work towards making it up? Because once I make back that 2,000, I throw it back in, and then that's how people get like incentivized. So in a little bit, I think artists have to understand how much money it really costs to run this, and that nobody really has that money, dude. Millennials can't even buy houses. Like, who the fuck has that money? Not a
Yeah,
lot of people. So that's where it's like, and that's the thing is, you're not wrong. I'm actually sitting here going, okay, so when I throw shows in the future, I got to figure out how to fucking pay people, how much I got to pay people. Like I'm gonna plan all that out because I'm listening to what you're saying, and I want to make sure that I can at least create my version of the world that it makes the most sense. But I'm also then running numbers in my head, going, bro, man, nobody's making that kind of money here.
well, the even with that, not to cut you off, but
No, go for
the
it.
issue is once again lack of information because producers or promoters don't think or don't know or just not aware of how much artists spend. The same is vice versa. Artists don't know how much promoters are spending to book these things. So in an artist's mind, you could be caking. You could be,
Mm.
I saw. So to get to reality, people have to talk. You gotta find. But most promoters are not gonna want to disclose that information, and so that's why it's just hard. It's gonna be a bit complicated,
Nah,
but
but what I like about your business model, because your business model inspires me, is that it requires disclosure from a promoter for it to work. You can't be like talking percentages and not talking about expenses, because expenses affect profit, and percentages are going to come from profit, not from revenue, right? So in order to justify it, whatever, you're going to have to be able to say, yo, the DJ costs $500, and the doorman costs, because yo, a good DJ, yo, that could be a $500 night, depending on who you
yeah,
want to get. And then you got to pay the bar. I found a small bar. It was $100 or whatever, $200 to rent them. That's a small bar. I know that shit can get to $1,000 right quick if you want to have a nice place. And then like you start running through these numbers, and you know what you're gonna make back. I don't know, but if you look at the amount of people in the audience, basically you're just kind of like, you're like, how are people gonna make back? And you know how they do it? I've talked to promoters. You have to throw shows for a long period of time. You have to establish trust. Like look at Le Cipher. I don't know if you know what that is, but Le Cipher ran up until COVID every Thursday night for a very long time. You look at something like Community, which is that jazz collective from Preach and Kobe and them, and it ran 17 years, etc., because of regularity and da 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 da. But a lot of people put a lot of time and effort into establishing these brands. So, in a sense, let's say you and Stretch and them, you guys get your group together and you figure out you're running shows. It might take you 12 shows, but on show 13, every show future is profitable because that's kind of like how this game kind of ends up playing out in this
yeah,
world. But I think a lot of promoters are trying to make bank back like on like day three. But usually what happens is your first show is really good because it's new. So you can get all your friends and shit. So you make some extra bank and you think of little things. But then show two, half the crowd. And it's not, it's just kind of how it is, right? Like, I don't know. I don't make the rules. This is just how this shit works out. Then show
yeah.
12, you're more than you ever had before. You're already upgraded to a new venue. So it's kind of like, I don't think a lot of people understand that that's how this kind of a game works. What you're trying to establish is a core audience of people who think you're interesting enough to show up over time, right? That aren't just the rappers and shit. And to do that, it takes a while. Like hip hop karaoke pulled that shit off. I don't know if you ever heard of that, but it's a
Yeah.
bunch of people doing karaoke tracks, like no lyrics or anything. I watched them do one a month for a year, dude. They packed Belmont, the entire fucking bottom floor, all year. When it dropped to
Brand,
irregular, it was
Brandon,
empty.
and Brandon.
And that's kind of what it is. So like I think it's just that a lot of people don't fully understand how to do the promotion game in a lot of ways on that education tip. Regardless of all the future and COVID and how anything's gonna change, I think it's just like I like how you said about conversations and education. I think if promoters did talk, yo, if I can get promoters to come through and just explain their story on this channel, rappers might be able to come watch that and go, okay, it's like that. But yo, even this shit, having promoters be able to see what you had to say here as an artist, yo, that's helpful to the bigger scene. Because in my opinion, there's education to be had, and then we can all go, okay, everybody's broke. How can we make money together? That would be like where I think we end up at, because once the money comes in, it's a different situation. But at least for now, it's like I think
let's get to the money. We'll fight when the money gets here. We'll worry about that later. But let's at least get to the money.
So yo, we got a question off of the YouTube channel actually. What is this from DJ Crystal Clear? What is your thoughts on today's hip hop? He also didn't hear anything before, but what are your thoughts in general on today's hip hop, from the state of the industry and all that shit?
It's good. Is he talking about here in Montreal or in general?
No, in general. He's on YouTube.
In general, okay. Wanted to clarify. It's good. It's exactly how it's supposed to be. It's evolved. It's gonna continue to evolve. It's gonna go back and then change. I mean, if you think about it, couple years ago, everybody thought hip hop was gonna die because mumble rappers was taking over, and oh, you can't hear nothing these kids are saying. But that was part of the process, and that's how you got the Young Thugs and the Lil Babies and the Kanyes. It's through that. So hip hop is exactly where it needed to be. And maybe the next sound that comes after this one, everybody will freak out again, but then it'll fall right back where it needs to be.
I like that. An answer I got from this guy Tech Luciano in Montreal, that really resonated with me is hip hop is whatever the kids in the locker room are listening to.
Yep.
Young dudes playing football and shit, the urban youth, what they be bumping in the fucking locker room is hip hop. And that was a cool answer to me, because it's like, who the fuck about to tell these kids what hip hop is to them, you know? And if you look at the history of it being a cultural movement inspired heavily by the youth, right? It's kind of what the youth make it, you know? And so, what I think is also interesting about hip hop today is that old consumers exist, which is what I don't think a lot of people realize. It's not just that old rappers exist, it's that old consumers exist. So now it's just like everybody exists in the spectrum in a way that is completely different. And if you look at like the Grammy noms, it's a bunch of old dudes this year. Who knows what it'll be next year? But like, there's a lot of shit out there. I do a lot of new album reviews. So I stopped a little bit because life got busy, but for a long time, and I can tell you, dude, there's new hip hop in every lane, even in Montreal, right? Even in Montreal, you'll find hip hop of every single lane you can possibly fucking think of. Like 5-10 guys that could be the one in that genre, you know? And that's what's fucking crazy about, I guess, the state we're in. The barrier of entry has dropped, and there's a lot more people in the game. But there's also just a lot more talent in the game because we all kind of studied the same foundations, right? Like, it's interesting. Well, I don't know.
Well, the game has been made a bit easier.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I definitely have appreciated this conversation. I think it's been good talking to you. I don't really know what else to say in this moment, and so I don't want to like drag it on and go and push it for too much. I think you're a very smart and insightful dude, man. I've been really enjoying. I enjoy the stuff that we discussed because, yo, like I said, you taught me a whole bunch of shit. I feel like this is cool for the platform, because in a way you're one of the first guys that I really had no idea about coming into this. So this was kind of a cool experience, you know, just going through that, you know, learning about you on the fly like that, and just discovering how smart you were. You can hear it in your music for everybody that's with it. It'll be inevitably linked in descriptions and shit. But definitely check out Vava. Definitely check out his stuff. He's an absolutely brilliant guy. I'm just gonna go ahead while everyone's here and link your Spotify profile in the comments so everybody can get a fucking opportunity to go ahead and click on that. And I think you should check it out. He's got a good blend of melodic styles, of lyrical fucking styles, of, you know, more dry vocals, real topics, real progression throughout his music. And definitely you can hear the years of experience that have gone into creating what he has crafted. Stuff we've learned is that he takes the time to create albums that tell the story that matters to him in the concise and amount of time that in the right amount of time that matters to him. We learned a lot about the context of artists going to shows. That was fire. We learned some ways to get yourself more attention, you know, just how he creates music, how important choruses are. There's a lot of cool shit that we talked about, in my opinion. So I definitely appreciate all of that. Before we go, if anyone does have any questions that you have, now would be a great time to throw that into the chat. DJ Crystal Clear, I see you hit me up in like another time in the chats or something. Head over to Twitch, I don't know, in response to a question over there. But yes is the answer to you. And then in general, yeah, I just think it was great. I think it's always a good chat when we get to the point where new stuff was discussed, man. And that's what I really loved about this. We helped it because it's called Bridge the Gap, man. I told you, on Bridge Gaps of Knowledge. And I feel like we made efforts to do that here tonight. So it was mission accomplished and big success. I would absolutely love to have you back in the future. As shit progresses in life, you ever want to come back, you let me know. We fucking have that conversation again. I want to learn more about what's popping, you know, COVID ends, fucking all your big moves and shit. Let me know when your music comes out. We'll check it out on the channel and maybe do some shit. We'll figure it out. I have an idea for some shit where maybe you're down, where like, let's say you drop a new project. We review it together in a sense. I give you my little thoughts and then you respond to the thoughts as I hear the song for the first time. It's a new format I want to try. So maybe if you're down, you can fucking test that out when your next project comes out proper. So definitely encouraged because, yo, your brain's interesting, dude. On that note, do you have any final thoughts for everyone?
Happy New Year's. 2020 was a bitch.
Yes.
Hopefully we never see that hole again. So
that's what it is.
Good luck.
I'm gonna do my little outro speech. Thank y'all for watching, everyone. I appreciate you all. Definitely let us know in the comments, for those of you watching this after on YouTube, what you thought about everything. Ask your questions for the next times. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe to the channels, all that good stuff. Special thanks to the patrons: Ismail Gadamsi, Chris Pratt, Jonathan Barnes, CJ Black, Hurricanes, Linda Williams, and Scribble. They're dope. They support what we do. If you want to support what we do, you can go ahead at patreon.com/behindthatsuit. And yeah, I like that chain.
Thank you, sir.
Nice, dude. That's fucking cool. But yo, on that note, everybody, I totally appreciate you. It was really fun, man. I had a blast. I really, really did.
Thanks a lot for having me, man. Enough respect, Jay.